building is Manish Sisodia. In few minutes from now, we will see him being taken out from the headquarters for the House of Court, where he will be produced by the CBI. Most likely, CBI is going to seek his custody. On my left-hand side, you can see how there is a massive deployment of paramilitary forces. Also, massive deployment of police personnel has also been done. It has been done looking into the kind of protest which late last night also broke out, and also when Manish Sisodia was on his way to CBI headquarters. So all preparations have been done. In fact, adequate preparations have been done by the Delhi police here at the CBI headquarters. On the other side, what we are now given to understand is that Aam Aadmi Party has sent out a clear message to all its cadre to reach out there at the BJP headquarters in large numbers. Remember that they have called for a protest at 12, and before that messaging is being given, message is now being given to all the karyakartas, all the workers of Aam Aadmi Party to congregate in large maximum numbers at the BJP headquarters to protest against this arrest of Manish Sisodia. Now we'll have to wait and watch how the Delhi police is going to make arrangements there. But here at CBI headquarters, multiple layers of barricading have been put up. In few minutes from now, we can expect medical team from RML to reach here. His medical will take place, and then
absolutely. So Piyush, as you're pointing out, there's going to be a lot of action outside the CBI's office in just a few minutes from now. I'm quickly going across to Anuj right now outside the AAP headquarters. Anuj, we've seen it since the morning. They've already been protesting. They were at the police station earlier, and now we expect a lot of the action to move to the streets of Delhi. So tell us what the Aam Aadmi Party is planning.
Well, if we talk about the planning of Aam Aadmi Party, then let me tell you, it is going to be start from here. This is going to be the epicenter from where I am reporting. This is the Aam Aadmi Party national headquarters, the office of Aam Aadmi in the national capital. Let me give you a sense of what exactly is happening over here. You can see the adequate arrangement of the police personnel, the barricading which has been done, the forces have been deployed. So this is all going to be set by the police to control law and order situation. I'll ask my video journalists to come this side a bit so that we can give a 360 view what exactly is happening on the roads and what exactly is the preparation that has been done by the Delhi police. On my right is the barricading which has been already done. So they are going to close the road. They are going to divert this particular route. Senior officials including DSP, DCP could be clearly seen. On my left is the Aam Aadmi Party office, and the area which was shown to you by my VJ was the Rouse Avenue Court area, because this falls in the same bay. This is the Deen Dayal Upadhyay Marg from where I am reporting. This is Aam Aadmi Party office from where I am reporting. If we will go half a kilometer ahead, this is going to be Rouse Avenue Court on my right. And if we go 1 kilometer ahead from here, this is going to be Bharatiya Janata Party head office on my left. So this is something where the police has stationed the police personnel, the heavy deployment of the security and the police have been already done. I'll ask my video journalists to once again give you a 360 view. But prior to that, let me also tell you that Saurabh Bharadwaj is going to do a presser. Saurabh Bharadwaj is going to come out with a media bite.
Anuj,
they will be talking about the future course of action.
Yes. In fact, Anuj, obviously, you know, we're going to see a lot of fire coming out from the Aam Aadmi Party. They will want to make as much political capital they can out of this. But let's listen into what they've been saying since this morning.
देखिए, केंद्र सरकार ने सारी की सारी जो मर्यादाएं थी लोकतंत्र की, उनको खत्म कर दिया। मनीष सिसोदिया जी को गिरफ्तार किया, बिना किसी सबूत के किया, राजनीतिक कारणों से किया। चलिए ठीक है, आपने हमारी पार्टी की सारी लीडरशिप को इस वक्त जो है गिरफ्तार कर रखा है। एक दो लोग छोड़ दें और मुख्यमंत्री अरविंद केजरीवाल को छोड़ दें तो पूरी की पूरी लीडरशिप इस वक्त केंद्र सरकार ने पुलिस के माध्यम से कैद कर रखी है। संजय सिंह गिरफ्तार हैं, गोपाल राय मंत्री हैं, दिल्ली प्रदेश के अध्यक्ष हैं, वो गिरफ्तार हैं। आदिल संगठन देखते हैं दिल्ली का पूरा, वो गिरफ्तार हैं। हमारे आधा दर्जन विधायक और करीब 1 दर्जन पार्षद गिरफ्तार हैं। हमारे डिस्ट्रिक्ट इंचार्ज जो हैं संगठन के, वो गिरफ्तार हैं। हमारे लोकसभा के इंचार्ज जो हैं वो गिरफ्तार हैं, और कल दोपहर से वो अब तक गिरफ्तार हैं। कहा जा रहा है डिटेन किया गया है। मैं ये आपसे जानना चाहता हूं, किस धारा के अंदर आप पूरे दिन और पूरी रात डिटेन कर सकते हैं? अभी जो है वो 24 घंटे पूरे हो गए, 12 बजे हो जाएंगे। क्या पुलिस 12 बजे उन्हें छोड़ने वाली है? नहीं छोड़ने वाली। पुलिस उसके बाद उनको कोर्ट में पेश करेगी। मैं आपको बता रहा हूं, राउज एवेन्यू कोर्ट के अंदर पेश किया जाएगा उनको, क्योंकि उनकी गिरफ्तारी पुलिस दिखा चुकी है। मैं आपको आधिकारिक तौर पे बता रहा हूं। आप क्या समझते हैं? आप दिल्ली के एक मंत्री को, जो खुद चल भी नहीं सकते, जो एक तरीके से कहा जा सकता है कि उनको एक फिजिकल प्रॉब्लम है, सब लोग जानते हैं गोपाल राय जी को, आपने उनको पूरे रात थाने के अंदर बिठा रखा है और आप कह रहे हैं कि डिटेन है। ऐसे कोई डिटेंशन होती है? आप मुझे बता दीजिए, केंद्र सरकार का कौन सा मंत्री कभी डिटेन हुआ है? 1 घंटे के लिए भी हुआ है? सीधा सीधा गिरफ्तारी है और सीधा केंद्र सरकार के कहने पे पुलिस ने सारी लीडरशिप को जो है इस वक्त गिरफ्तार कर रखा है।
देखिए, जो बीजेपी है, जो सेंटर सरकार है, वो आम आदमी पार्टी से बुरी तरह घबराई हुई है। आम आदमी पार्टी के 10 साल के छोटे से कार्यकाल में आम आदमी पार्टी देश में सबसे तेजी से बढ़ती हुई पार्टी है। देश के लोग अरविंद केजरीवाल जी के जो उनका गुड गवर्नेंस का मॉडल है, जो दिल्ली का एजुकेशन का मॉडल है, जो मनीष सिसोदिया जी ने अच्छे तरीके से उस मॉडल को लागू किया, उससे घबराती है। मनीष सिसोदिया जी बड़े कट्टर ईमानदार व्यक्ति हैं, उनकी बिल्कुल छवि साफ है, उन्होंने कोई भी ऐसा काम नहीं किया। पर लेकिन मैं समझता हूँ बीजेपी जो है उनका मंसूबा बिल्कुल गलत है। मैं इसकी निंदा करता हूँ।
And so reactions, back-to-back reactions, back-to-back allegations. There I have with me Piyush, Shivangi, as well as Anuj and Harsha. Anuj and Harsha are outside the Aam Aadmi Party headquarters here in New Delhi. Piyush outside the CBI headquarters and Shivangi outside Raja Avenue Court. With me also is Nupur in our Mumbai studios. I'd like to go across to Harsha at this point. Harsha, from where you are,
ऊपर में सवाल पूछे जाएंगे तो शराब के ऊपर ही जवाब देना पड़ेगा। कल मैंने देखा पूरा दिन, चाहे उनकी गिरफ्तारी से पहले, सुबह, शाम को, रात को, आम आदमी पार्टी के किसी भी नेता ने, अरविंद केजरीवाल ने कल पूरा दिन एक बार भी ये नहीं कहा कि हमारी पॉलिसी बहुत अच्छी थी। उन्होंने अपनी पॉलिसी को डिफेंड नहीं किया। तो उनसे केमिस्ट्री का सवाल पूछ रहे हैं तो वो फिजिक्स का जवाब दे रहे हैं। ऐसा नहीं चलेगा। अगर आपसे सीबीआई ने शराब मंत्री को गिरफ्तार किया है और वो बार बार पूरी बहस को शिक्षा की तरफ में मोड़े जा रहे हैं, अगर वो शिक्षा के ऊपर बहस करना चाहते हैं तो जब वो शिक्षा के कोई घोटाले में पकड़े जाएंगे तो वो शिक्षा के ऊपर बोलें। आज वो शराब घोटाले के ऊपर पकड़े गए हैं तो उनको शराब के ऊपर बोलना चाहिए, सफाई देनी चाहिए कि उन्होंने 2% से 12% कमीशन क्यों बढ़ाया, 140 करोड़ रुपए वापस क्यों किया, अपनी पॉलिसी को वापस क्यों किया। ये सारी ऐसी तमाम बातें हैं जिनका आपको जवाब देना पड़ेगा।
पर अरविंद केजरीवाल का कहना है कि मनीष सिसोदिया एक ऑनेस्ट आदमी हैं, उन्होंने बच्चों की पढ़ाई के लिए, जो बच्चे नहीं पढ़ पा रहे थे, स्कूल बनाए, स्कूलों को अच्छा किया, स्कूलों के हालात अच्छे किए, उनके साथ ऐसा किया जा रहा है।
मैं वही कहा, देखिए, एक तो दिल्ली की जनता की बहुत बड़ी जीत है और हमारे दिल्ली की जनता को ये शराब घोटाले से जो सारा नुकसान हुआ, हमारे दिल्ली सरकार को जो एक अपना राजस्व का लॉस हुआ, तो ये आज ये सच सामने आया है। और मैं सीबीआई को इसके लिए बधाई देता हूं कि बहुत लंबी इन्वेस्टिगेशन के बाद उन्होंने एक एक व्यक्ति से पूछताछ करने के बाद आज उन्होंने जो मेन इसका मास्टरमाइंड था उसको पकड़ा है। और इसके ऊपर जो उनके और सुपर बॉस है अरविंद केजरीवाल, जो अभी तक इसलिए बचते आए हैं क्योंकि उनके पास में मुख्यमंत्री रहते हुए कोई भी विभाग नहीं है। हम देखते हैं कि हर राज्य में, हरियाणा हो, उत्तर प्रदेश हो, मध्य प्रदेश हो, राजस्थान हो, हर मुख्यमंत्री के पास में 5-10 कोई भी अपना विभाग होते हैं। दिल्ली का मुख्यमंत्री एक ऐसा अकेला मुख्यमंत्री है भारत के इतिहास में जो आज़ादी के बाद में जिस मुख्यमंत्री के पास 8 साल से कोई भी विभाग नहीं है। अब उनकी चाल ये थी कि सारे मंत्रियों को विभाग दे दें।
So Parvesh Verma, BJP leader there, on the issues that the BJP has with this entire issue, starting from the scam, the way the policy was tweaked, why it was taken back, and the Aam Aadmi Party's evasive and otherwise, diversionary tactics, what it calls. So that's what the BJP has termed it. I have with me my colleagues Shivangi, Anuj, Harsha, as well as Piyush, and from Mumbai, Nupur. Well, coming to you, Harsha, as I was telling you, from your point of view, from where you are at, what are Aam Aadmi Party workers talking about the strategy for today When what kind of a protest will it be? Will it be a silent protest? Will they be walking in certain directions? Will they be shouting? What are the details that you can give us? Also, what does it look like as far as Delhiites are concerned? What are the issues that they could be facing, or is it to be, smooth running as usual?
Rukma, talking about the strategy, yesterday itself, Aam Aadmi Party leaders had a meeting where they planned a strategy to protest outside BJP headquarters at 12 in the afternoon. Now we are showing you the visuals because what you asked me was the difficulties which commoners are facing. That would like to show you that the routes have been diverted. There are multiple routes which have been closed by police personnel because on one side where Aam Aadmi Party leaders are asking Karyakartas to gather in huge numbers at ITO to protest outside BJP headquarters. On the other side, massive police deployment have also been done. Police personnel in huge numbers have been deployed. The road which goes from Aam Aadmi Party office to the BJP headquarters from ITO, this entire Deen Dayal Upadhyay Marg. So you can clearly see the kind of police personnel deployment have been done. Vajravahan, water cannon and massive CRPF, local police, LIU and the police personnel from Delhi have been deployed because the war of words, the political war of words, Rukma, have started from the side of Aam Aadmi Party and BJP, where Aam Aadmi Party is clearly stating that this is political vendetta. It is out of dirty politics which BJP has been doing, that CBI has arrested Deputy CM Manish Sisodia. On the other side, BJP is clearly stating that this is the provision of the court to prove that whether Manish Sisodia is guilty or not, and the courts will take eventually. But right now, Rukma, difficulties are being faced by the Delhiites as routes have been diverted. Massive traffic jam could also be seen on this road as the routes have been diverted. So this is because of the protests which have been called by the Aam Aadmi Party Karyakartas, that the barricades have been put up and the traffic jam has started in the national capital. Rukma, back to you.
Right, Varsha, Anuj, Shivangi and Piyush, many thanks for joining us. And viewers, it's time now for a very short break. Coming up on the other side, all the news on the mega battle for the Northeast as election fever catches up in that region. Nagaland and Meghalaya are going to the polls today.
Soros, the allegedly evil Soros, has given a lot of money to a lot of people in the Indian news and especially the Indian digital news ecosystem. These people, who we will henceforth refer to as the hashtag Soros media, are therefore very rich media. The ironical part is that these completely blemished hashtag Soros media then asks the non-Soros media ethical questions. The Soros media asks the non-Soros media, tell us who owns the news. Well, I tell them, Uncle Soros owns you. These unethical members of the Soros media have been completely lying and constantly lying and saying, oh, you got to pay to keep the news free. We are so poor, we have no money, the mainstream media has money, we are broke, help us, please give us 100 rupees. Why 100 rupees? Should even 1 rupee be given by you?
Sisodia is now reached. We are getting the live picture. Sir, what do you have to say? आप यहाँ पहुँचे हैं सर. आप you are facing serious allegations. Serious allegations आप raise कर रहे हैं मनीष सिसोदिया जी. सर नीचे कर दो. कहना चाहेंगे सर आप. शीशा नीचे कर दो मनीष. See the picture of Manish Sisodia is now reaching here at CBI headquarters.
Top sources now confirming to Republic TV that Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia has been placed under arrest. Accused number 1 in the liquor scam has been arrested.
We're breaking the story first, way ahead of any other channel. In fact, all other channels haven't even figured out what's been going on. But Manish Sisodia has been arrested.
खालिस्तानी सरकार है पंजाब में, क्या खालिस्तानी सरकार है भगवान? Mr. Man, will you answer the question of Republic TV? पुलिस वालों को पीटा
sir, what do you have to say? आप यहाँ पहुँचे हैं सर, आप you are facing serious allegations sir. Serious allegations आप raise कर रहे हैं मनीष सिसोदिया जी.
सर नीचे कर दो,
कहना चाहेंगे सर आप?
शीशा नीचे कर दो मनीष.
See the picture of Manish Sisodia is now reaching here at CBI headquarters.
And breaking news coming in now. In a big setback for the lobby, Delhi High Court dismisses petitions challenging Agneepath scheme, saying that the court finds that the scheme was made in the national interest and to ensure that the armed forces are better equipped. The petitioners have no vested right to seek recruitment. And so the Delhi High Court dismisses all petitions against Agneepath, says it was a scheme that was meant for the betterment of the armed forces, and it has dismissed all the petitions against the scheme and said that it was they have no right to seek recruitment, and that it was a scheme that was meant for betterment of the army and for the betterment for the welfare of the nation as well. So the Delhi High Court has dismissed all petitions regarding the Agneepath scheme. It has upheld the Agneepath scheme. The petitioners had alleged various irregularities in the scheme, but the Delhi High Court has now said that it was a scheme, it has established that it was a scheme meant for the welfare of the armed forces, the betterment of the armed forces, and for the people of India. And coming up in a short while, mega showdown in the national capital expected as Aam Aadmi Party says it will be holding a mega protest not just in the national capital but across the country against the arrest of Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia. Also coming up, Prime Minister in Karnataka today. In a big development boost, the Prime Minister set to inaugurate a slew of projects.
Top sources now confirming to Republic TV that Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia has been placed under arrest. Accused number 1 in the liquor scam has been arrested.
We're breaking the story first, way ahead of any other channel. In fact, all other channels haven't even figured out what's been going on. Manish Sisodia has been arrested.
He told you he's a threat to internal security.
Why to brandish weapon? Why it's the need of weapon when you are claiming that it's a peaceful procession which you will be carrying out?
No peace can be established without weapons. Why don't governments and the state and everybody, army, they just dismiss all the armies, all the weapons, dispose everything, and then ask us why do we have weapons?
For 3 months, center and state didn't act. Now Khalistani Amritpal is on a rampage. Anarchy in Punjab, story broken on Republic.
Top sources now confirming to Republic TV that Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia has been placed under arrest. Accused number 1 in the liquor scam has been arrested.
We're breaking the story first, way ahead of any other channel. In fact, all other channels haven't even figured out what's been going on. Manish Sisodia has been arrested.
खालिस्तानी सरकार है पंजाब में, क्या खालिस्तानी सरकार है भगवान? Mr. Man, will you answer the question of Republic TV? पुलिस वालों को पीटा।
स्टैंडिंग कमेटी के चुनाव की काउंटिंग पीसफुली हुई, लेकिन जैसे ही भारतीय जनता पार्टी को लगा कि वो स्टैंडिंग कमेटी का चुनाव हार रहे हैं, उन्होंने हमारी मेयर पर बुरी तरह से हमला किया।
You're watching Live and Breaking, getting you visuals of stone pelting between two groups. Firing by police reported this morning under Bhandari AC. Police have confirmed the incidents and said, as of now, the situation is under control. So violence reported. As viewers, you're aware, it's the high-stakes electoral battle in two states in the northeast. Meanwhile, news coming in of violence. The situation has been brought under control as of now, but we have been hearing reports of stone pelting between two groups in Nagaland. This is in Nagaland. Nagaland and Meghalaya, the two states going to the polls today. Violence reported from Nagaland. And coming up in other news that we are tracking, Aam Aadmi Party cries political vendetta as Manish Sisodia is to be presented in the Rouse Avenue court today after he is arrested by the CBI in Lakergate yesterday. Also coming up, Kejriwal's deputy to arrive at Rouse Avenue court in a short while from now after a medical checkup. Republic on the ground to bring you all the updates regarding this huge breaking story.
We told you he's a threat to internal security.
Why to brandish weapon? Why it's the need of weapon when you are claiming that it's a peaceful procession which you will be carrying out?
No peace can be established without weapons. Why don't governments and the state and everybody, army, they just dismiss all the armies, all the weapons, dispose everything and then ask us why do we have weapons?
For 3 months, center and state didn't act. Now Khalistani Amritpal is on a rampage. Anarchy in Punjab, story broken on Republic.
Manish Sisodia is now reached. We are getting the live picture. Sir, what do you have to say? आप यहाँ पहुँचे हैं सर. आप you are facing serious allegations sir. Serious allegations आप face कर रहे हैं मनीष सिसोदिया जी.
सर नीचे कर दो.
कहना चाहेंगे सर आप.
शीशा नीचे कर दो मनीष.
See the picture of Manish Sisodia is now reaching here at CBI headquarters.
We told you he's a threat to internal security.
Why to brandish weapon? Why it's the need of weapon when you are claiming that it's a peaceful procession which you will be carrying out?
No peace can be established without weapons. Why don't governments and the state and everybody, army, they just dismiss all the armies, all the weapons, dispose everything and then ask us why do we have weapons?
For 3 months, center and state didn't act. Now Khalistani Amritpal is on a rampage. Anarchy in Punjab, story broken on Republic.
Soros, the allegedly evil Soros, has given a lot of money to a lot of people in the Indian news and especially the Indian digital news ecosystem. These people, who we will henceforth refer to as the hashtag Soros media, are therefore very rich media. The ironical part is that these completely blemished hashtag Soros media then asks the non-Soros media ethical questions. The Soros media asks the non-Soros media tell us who owns the news. Well, I tell them, Uncle Soros owns you. These unethical members of the Soros media have been completely lying and constantly lying and saying, oh, you got to pick.
It's an action-packed day today after Manish Sisodia, the Deputy Chief Minister of the National Capital, was quizzed for nearly 8 hours. On Sunday, he was arrested, taken into custody at exactly 7:15 a.m. And today, it's going to be a mega show of strength by the Aam Aadmi Party workers. We'll get you all the latest as there is massive showdown expected, not just in the National Capital, but in several other cities as well. First up, a quick look at the top headlines. Biggest liquor gate arrest yet as Kejriwal's deputy is placed under arrest after 8 hours of grilling. In the dock for liquor gate kickback, Sisodia to be produced before court today. But AAP continues to cry political vendetta to take to the streets in protest. Battle for Northeast intensifies. Nagaland and Meghalaya to go to polls today. Big development boost to Karnataka. Prime Minister set to inaugurate mega projects. And yet another terror attack strikes Pakistan. 5 killed and 13 injured in Balochistan attack. All right, our top focus remains the showdown taking place not just in the national capital but in several other cities as the Aam Aadmi Party has called for a massive protest in solidarity with Manish Sisodia, who was of course arrested last evening at 7:15 a.m. In fact, the latest news break that is just coming in, Sisodia's medical examination has now been completed. He would next be produced before the Rouse Avenue court in the afternoon. So that's the latest coming in. The medical test of the Delhi Deputy Chief Minister has now been completed. He will then be produced before the court in the national capital. All right, let's go across to Shivangi, who's reporting from outside the Rouse Avenue court in the national capital. Shivangi, that's the latest, of course, coming in with the medical test now complete. Sisodia all set to be produced before the court this afternoon.
Right, Samisha, that's a breaking update we've got for our viewers right now. And like you were telling our viewers that the medical examination has been completed. So as per procedure, first the medical examination happens and then the accused is brought to court. So that means that Manish Sisodia, like we had told our viewers earlier, we had told them that first the medical examination will take place and after some time he will be produced in court around lunchtime. So right now we are outside Rouse Avenue court where Manish Sisodia will be produced very soon. We will be waiting for that and getting our viewers all the details, and let's tell our viewers some details that we have got. Now we know that he will be produced in court very, very soon, viewers, and we'll get you the details. M.K. Nagpal is the judge hearing the Delhi excise policy matter. CBI is likely to seek remand of Sisodia. 14-day remand is likely to be sought by CBI for Sisodia. These are exclusive details. These are top updates coming here from Rouse Avenue Court right now, viewers. And we can also tell you that what is the charges against Manish Sisodia. Now, before I tell the charges, let's tell our viewers that for a deputy chief minister of Delhi to be arrested, that means that something very, very grave has been accused. He's been accused of very grave charges, and that is exactly right. Very grave charges: corruption, giving favors, bribery, name it all. All of this, he has been accused of that in the Delhi excise policy. Let's look at the sections. So sections are intent to defraud and criminal conspiracy. These are two charges: 120B 477A. Of the Indian Penal Code, Section 7 of the Prevention of Corruption Act. So these are the charges against him in the Delhi excise policy. And as my camera person shows you this exact courtroom where Manish Sisodia will be brought in. Now remember that this is the second big arrest from the Aam Aadmi Party. The first was Satyendra Jain, who was also accused of money laundering and corruption charges. So the second arrest, big arrest of a big leader coming in right now, Samiksha. And Delhi excise policy is a policy which is scrapped right now. So there were many allegations that some private players were getting benefits, that the government was kept out of the sale of liquor, that they could put the price of liquor as they wanted, away from the MRP, which led to massive corruption charges coming in for the Aam Aadmi Party government. Over to you, Samiksha. We are continuing our coverage from the Rouse Avenue court where Manish Sisodia will be coming in very soon.
All right, Shivangi, stay with us. So Shivangi is there reporting live from outside the Rouse Avenue Court where Manish Sisodia would be produced in the afternoon. We have Piyush Mishra who's there outside the CBI headquarters, Madhurima there outside Sisodia's residence, and Harsha, of course, also reporting live from outside the AAP office. Coming to you first, Piyush, if you can give us a sense as to what was the line of questioning last evening. We understand sources telling Republic that Manish Sisodia was evasive when it came to those tough questions, and also the details regarding the bureaucrat having told the agencies that how Manish Sisodia was one of those key people to have drafted the excise policy.
Well, certainly, Samiksha, Manish Sisodia is now being pinned as one of the main conspirators as far as this entire excise policy is concerned. And yesterday, Central Bureau of Investigation arrested him after he was not cooperating. In fact, he was confronted with the evidences. Those have been gathered by CBI in the last a few days during their course of investigation. Remember that sources also confirmed to us that the statement of one of the main eyewitnesses, C. Arvind, has now been recorded, and he is the bureaucrat who was posted here in National Capital, who has now been shifted to Andaman and Nicobar Island. In fact, his statement somewhere was one of the biggest biggest evidences as far as this scam is concerned, and he told to CBI about the role of Manish Sisodia and the important role which he played while drafting the policy. Not only the role of Manish Sisodia was exposed, but also the role of other officials was also exposed. And that evidence which was gathered by CBI was shown to Manish Sisodia, but he did not answer to the questions. Multiple times, CBI officers reportedly asked to Manish Sisodia about his involvement, but he was not cooperating, and that is why he was placed under arrest. Now, sources have also confirmed to us that role of a South lobby has also surfaced, which certainly influenced the Delhi government officials and also the likes of Manish Sisodia to tweak the policy to benefit them. Remember that the allegation which Manish Sisodia initially was facing, that the liquor policy was basically formed to grant licenses to few liquor traders, which subsequently benefited few liquor dealers, and following which they also received kickbacks and they used that money for the campaign during the Goa elections. So that was the entire money trail which CBI had been investigating, and now they have got crucial evidences against Manish Sisodia. He was shown all these evidences, but he was not cooperating, and that is why he was arrested. Right now, I am reporting from CBI office where security is still in place. Remember that since yesterday, when Manish Sisodia was called in for questioning, the security has been beefed up, and today also we saw how DCP of this very area, Chandan Chaudhary, even she is making rounds. Multiple rounds have been made, and all the vehicles have been stopped beyond this point, and people who are being allowed to enter only and only after they furnish their valid identity card. So that's the update which we are right now picking. In fact, what we are also given to understand is that the medical test of Manish Sisodia has now been completed. In few minutes from now, we can expect him to be taken to Rouse Avenue Court, and that's the same location, Rouse Avenue Court, at the same location where Aam Aadmi Party office is, where BJP office is, and where Aam Aadmi Party is planning a massive protest. So it is going to be a tough challenge for Delhi police as to how they are going to handle the law and order situation. But what we are learning is that medical test is completed. In few minutes from now, Manish Sisodia is likely to be taken to Rouse Avenue Court, where he will be produced before a CBI special court in that particular complex.
All right, so Piyush, they're getting us that crucial information that in the next couple of hours, we can expect Manish Sisodia to be produced before the court. But let's go across to Madhurima as well, who's there outside Sisodia's residence. Madhurima, any movement there at Sisodia's residence? Do we see AAP leaders coming in to visit the family of Manish Sisodia?
Well, Samiksha, AAP workers have been coming in and out of Manish Sisodia's residence from where we are reporting. Let me tell our viewers that it was indeed a hysteric evening yesterday after Sisodia was arrested somewhere around 7:15. And after Sisodia was arrested, we saw a very emotional tweet coming out from the Chief Minister's Twitter handle, where he said that his entire arrest is nothing but mere politics. politics. Also, what needs to be noted here is, Samiksha, that after tweeting the Chief Minister along with the Chief Minister of Punjab had come here at Sisodia's residence to meet with Sisodia's better half, and he said that she is suffering from this particular ailment and was being only attended by his husband, that is the Deputy Chief Minister, following which a press conference was also done by the Chief Minister and the Punjab Chief Minister here, where they said that Manish Sisodia is going to fight it tooth and nail and will come out victorious. However, we also saw at the same time leaders to the like of Saurabh Bharadwaj, Atishi, Amanatullah Khan, Somnath Bharti all rushed to Sisodia's residence over here in the national capital to show solidarity with the family. So a lot of political drama unfolded, and they all kept on echoing similar sentiments, Samiksha, that how this is nothing but a political witch hunt, and this is only happening because the Bharatiya Janata Party is rattled because of the performance of the Aam Aadmi Party and how they are not able to withstand the popularity of Kejriwal, Deputy Chief Minister, and the policies that they are bringing in. However, the BJP has made it very clear that they have nothing to do with
Madhurima, taking the same point across to Harsha as well, who's there outside the AAP headquarters. Harsha, if you can give us some details as to at what time can we expect those AAP leaders to gather in large numbers to protest outside the BJP headquarters in solidarity with the Delhi Deputy Chief Minister?
Exactly, Samisha. Now the message which has been circulated from the side of the Aam Aadmi Party leaders to the Karyakartas is that this is the 12 o'clock time from where the protest has to be started. This is the place from where I am standing, the ITO Chowk to BJP headquarters. The protest will start from this very location, but if you see this entire area, it has been all blocked and barricaded by the police personnel. The massive police deployment have been done outside the Aam Aadmi Party office, and also the road which leads from Aam Aadmi Party headquarters to the BJP headquarters. The Vajrawahan and the water cannon have also been put up in place, and the barricades have been put, and the multiple roads have been diverted, Samiksha. As you can clearly see, the Delhiites early in the morning are facing the huge traffic jam problem also here, because the entire Deen Dayal Upadhyay Marg have been blocked, and they have been asked to move from different location to wherever they have to go. So this is right now the situation outside Aam Aadmi Party headquarters, as it is the time 12 p.m. which has been decided by the Aam Aadmi Party leaders or the message which has been circulated to all the Karyakartas to gather here, and the protest will be started. And on the other side, Samisha, the political war of words have also started from the side of BJP and Aam Aadmi Party leaders, as Aam Aadmi Party leaders are clearly stating that this is the dirty politics out of which Manish Sisodia have been arrested. On the other side, BJP leaders are clearly stating that it is the CBI and the court of law which will decide that on the basis of evidence what should be done with Deputy CM Manish Sisodia. But all is in the court of law, and all eyes are on the timeline when Manish Sisodia will be produced in the Rouse Avenue court. So again, showing you the visual, Samisha, from outside Aam Aadmi Party office to BJP headquarters, the road, the stretch of almost 2 kilometers have been blocked by Delhi police personnel. Samisha.
All right, Harsha, stay with us, and requesting Shivangi, Piyush and Madhurima to also stay with us. Getting in crucial piece of information at this point that the medical test of Manish Sisodia has been completed. He will be shortly produced before the court as well. Meanwhile, let's listen in to the reactions that have been coming in as a political slugfest has now erupted over Manish Sisodia's arrest.
देखिए, ये एक नाटक और ड्रामा बन चुका है कि पाप भी करेंगे और पाप से बचने का भी काम करेंगे। आपने घोटाला किया है, आपने चोरी की है, आपने यहाँ के युवा तत्वों को दारू के नशे में डालने का पाप किया है, और सीबीआई पे तथ्य है उसके हिसाब से, और तथ्य हो भी चुके हैं। जो भी उसमें इन्वॉल्व थे सब सरकारी गवाह बन चुके हैं, किस किस प्रकार की गवाहियाँ हो चुकी हैं सबकी। तो मुझे लगता है बचने का एक नाटक है, लेकिन देश का कानून बड़ा है, संविधान बड़ा है।
मैं ये कहना चाहता हूं कि मुख्यमंत्री अरविंद केजरीवाल जी को अब दोनों भ्रष्ट मंत्रियों को कैबिनेट से हटा देना चाहिए। मनीष सिसोदिया और सत्येंद्र जैन दोनों की कैबिनेट में कोई जगह नहीं हो सकती है। जेल से सरकार चलाने का पाप अब बंद होना चाहिए। और मुख्यमंत्री अरविंद केजरीवाल जी, आप भी कुछ डिपार्टमेंट संभालिए। कब तक बिना किसी काम का मुख्यमंत्री बनकर आप बैठे रहेंगे दिल्ली में? कुल मिला के 7 मंत्री हैं दिल्ली के कैबिनेट में, उसमें से सबसे ज्यादा डिपार्टमेंट मनीष सिसोदिया और सतिंदर जैन के पास है, दोनों जेल में हैं। मुख्यमंत्री के पास कोई डिपार्टमेंट नहीं है। गोपाल राय बीमार है, वो कोई काम वैसे ही नहीं कर रहे हैं, और बाकी के बचे 3 मंत्री, उनको आपने काम दे नहीं रखा। तो एक प्रकार से बिल्कुल सरकार ठप पड़ी हुई है दिल्ली की। दिल्ली में कोई काम नहीं हो रहा है। अब समय आ गया है कि भ्रष्ट मंत्रियों को कैबिनेट से बाहर किया जाए, नए मंत्रियों को जिम्मेदारी दी जाए और मुख्यमंत्री खुद भी कुछ काम करे। दिल्ली पूरी तरह से ठप करके ना बैठी जाए। कानून अपना काम कर रहा है, लेकिन आप सरकार को ठप करके नहीं बैठ सकते।
मनीष सिसोदिया जी इतना हाई प्रोफाइल ड्रामा कर रहे हैं। आप किसी राष्ट्रीय सत्याग्रह के लिए आपको सीबीआई ने नहीं बुलाया है, किसी आंदोलन के लिए नहीं आप जा रहे हैं, करप्शन चार्जेस का जवाब देने के लिए जा रहे हैं। और जिस तरह आप ड्रामा कर रहे हैं और अपने आप को सो कॉल्ड फ्रीडम फाइटर बनाने की बात कर रहे हैं, मैं तो हैरान था इनके एक प्रवक्ता से जब ये सुना कि हम भगत सिंह के लोग हैं। भगत सिंह के लोग बच्चों के स्कूल्स के पास शराब के ठेके नहीं खोलते, शराब माफिया के साथ मिलकर जनता को नहीं लूटते। क्या रिश्ता है आपका माफिया के साथ? देश जानना चाहता है। सतिंदर जैन अंदर है और उनके साथ आपका क्या रिश्ता है? वो मंत्री होने के बावजूद अंदर है। ये जो सतिंदर जैन, मनीष सिसोदिया जैसे नेता, करप्ट लोग, अगर आपने कुछ नहीं किया तो आप डर क्यों रहे हैं? इतना हो हल्ला क्यों किया जा रहा? ये हाई प्रोफाइल ड्रामेबाजी, जनता आपका चेहरा जानती है। इससे आपका अक्स और आपके मन का डर दोनों सामने आया।
मनीष सिसोदिया को गिरफ्तार किया गया है। आम आदमी पार्टी उनको बेचारा दिखाने की कोशिश कर रही है और यहां तक कि उनको चाचा की उपाधि देते हुए बड़े बड़े दावे किए जा रहे हैं शिक्षा के क्षेत्र में। लेकिन मैं सवाल पूछना चाहूंगा कि वो चाचा जी कहां थे जब गरीब महिलाएं रो रही थी कि उनके पति और उनके पिता दोपहर को भी शराब पीना शुरू कर दिया था, क्योंकि आपने 1+1 की स्कीम लागू कर दी थी। आप तब कहां थे जब हमारी गरीब माताएं और बहनें जब जाती थी मंदिर और गुरुद्वारे में, वहां शराब के पास में ठेके खुले हुए थे, क्योंकि आपने मंदिर और गुरुद्वारों के अंदर के साथ में ठेके खोल दिए थे। आप तब कहां थे जब RWA के लोग परेशान होते थे, रोते थे, क्योंकि उनके मोहल्ले के अंदर आपने शराब के ठेके खोल दिए हैं और वहां पे कानून व्यवस्था पर आंच आई, क्योंकि वहां पे लोग शराब पीने आते हैं और महिलाओं को छेड़ते थे। आप तब चाचा जी कहां थे जब स्कूल के बच्चे अपने स्कूल के साथ में खुले हुए ठेकों पर शराब पीते थे या शराब खरीदते थे? ये जो आपने किया दिल्ली को एक शराब नगरी बनाने का, दिल्ली आपको माफ नहीं करने वाली। जब शराब नगरी को आपने बना दिया, लेकिन आपने अपनी जेबें जो भरनी शुरू कर दी, जिस प्रकार से आपने बड़ा घोटाला किया, जिस प्रकार से आपने
Sources have confirmed that the medical test of Manish Sisodia has now been completed. What we are now hearing is that any minute from now he will be taken out from the CBI headquarters for the Rouse Avenue Court. After this very short break, we will be getting all the details, as Aam Aadmi Party is also planning a massive protest in front of BJP headquarters. Stay tuned for all the live updates.
क्या खालिस्तानी सरकार है पंजाब में? क्या खालिस्तानी सरकार है? भगवान मान मिस्टर वन, विल यू आंसर द क्वेश्चन ऑफ रिपब्लिक टीवी? पुलिस वालों को पीछे
स्टैंडिंग कमेटी के चुनाव की काउंटिंग पीसफुली हुई, लेकिन जैसे ही भारतीय जनता पार्टी को लगा कि वो स्टैंडिंग कमेटी का चुनाव हार रहे हैं, उन्होंने हमारी मेयर पर बुरी तरह से हमला किया।
चौथा कैंडिडेट आम आदमी पार्टी का चुनाव हार चुका है, लेकिन आम आदमी पार्टी अरविंद केजरीवाल के कहने के ऊपर यहाँ गुंडागर्दी कर रही है।
खालिस्तानी सरकार है पंजाब में, क्या खालिस्तानी सरकार है भगवान मान। मिस्टर मान, विल यू आंसर द क्वेश्चन ऑफ रिपब्लिक टीवी? पुलिस वालों को
I don't pay taxes to see these uncouth politicians send this image of Indian democracy. I don't pay taxes so they can have 45 non-stop minutes of a bloody battle. I don't pay taxes so they can kick, punch, attack, throw, and they can pin each other down and tear each other's hair. No, I don't pay taxes to hear them abuse and use the most ugly and dirty abuse at each other as they turn an elected house to a battle pitch. I don't pay taxes and you don't pay taxes so they can tear each other's clothes. I don't pay taxes to see this happen. If even tonight, after what I just showed you and what I am about to show you, if after tonight you remain quiet, then you and me and all of us will deserve this maniacal expression of democracy. We need to tell the Neta how disgusted we are and that in the name of no movement, no right or left wing so-called ideology can you justify this. Republic will only and only be on the side of the people and we will be against the Netas when that happens. So the Netas are on notice and the Netas have a choice. Sack, apologize or face the legitimate anger of the people of India.
Sisodia is now reached. We are getting the live picture. Sir, what do you have to say? आप यहाँ पहुँचे हैं सर, आप you are facing serious allegations sir. Serious allegations आप raise कर रहे हैं मनीष सिसोदिया जी।
सर नीचे कर दो,
कहना चाहेंगे सर आप?
शीशा नीचे कर दो मनीष।
The picture of Manish is now reaching here at CBI headquarters.
We told you he's a threat to internal security.
Why to brandish weapon? Why it's the need of weapon when you are claiming that it's a peaceful procession which you will be carrying out?
No peace can be established without weapons. Why don't governments and the state and everybody, army, they just dismiss all the armies, all the weapons, dispose everything and then ask us why do we have weapons?
For 3 months, center and state didn't act. Now Khalistani Amritpal is on a rampage. Anarchy in Punjab, story broken on Republic.
Soros, the allegedly evil Soros, has given a lot of money to a lot of people in the Indian news and especially the Indian digital news ecosystem. These people, who we will henceforth refer to as the hashtag Soros media, are therefore very rich media. The ironical part is that these completely blemished hashtag Soros media then asks the non-Soros media ethical questions. The Soros media asks the non-Soros media, non-Soros media tell us who owns the news. Well, I tell them, Uncle Soros owns you. These unethical members of the Soros media have been completely lying and constantly lying and saying, oh, you got to pay to keep the news free. We are so poor. We have no money. The mainstream media has money. We are broke. Help us. Please give us 100 rupees. Why 100 rupees? Should even 1 rupee be given by you?
Top sources now confirming to Republic TV that Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia has been placed under arrest. Accused number 1 in the liquor scam has been arrested.
We're breaking the story first, way ahead of any other channel. In fact, all other channels haven't even figured out what's been going on. Manish Sisodia has been arrested.
We told you he's a threat to internal security.
Why to brandish weapon? Why
Quick look at news in brief from across the globe. North Korea commenced a large-scale meeting of its ruling Workers' Party with leader Kim Jong-un. The focus of the meeting was farming, with the party calling 2022 as the first year of the ruling revolution in the new era as a result of their program implementation. The meet also said to be an opportunity for the party to discuss an urgent task of improving its agri sector. In Italy, a wooden boat crowded with migrants smashed into rocky reefs and broke apart before dawn Sunday off the Italian coast. Rescuers recovered nearly 60 bodies and dozens of people who are still said to be missing in the rough waters. Tens of thousands of people filled Mexico City's vast main plaza to protest electoral law reforms that they say threaten the democracy. The reforms proposed by President were passed last week. This would ensure that the salaries are cut and there is funding for local election offices. Meanwhile, hundreds of Ukrainians gathered in Rome to protest against the war on the first anniversary of the Russian invasion of Ukraine. The protesters sang the Ukrainian national anthem while holding state flags and placards demanding an end to the war. Iran's currency fell to a new record low on Sunday, plunging to 6 lakh to the dollar for the first time as the effect of nationwide anti-government protests erupted. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Netanyahu asked Israelis not to take the law into their hands after scores of Israeli settlers went on a rampage in northern West Bank, setting cars and homes on fire. Meanwhile, Ukraine's foreign minister welcomed his Saudi Arabian counterpart to Kiev. Saudi Arabia's foreign minister joined Kuleba at a news conference in the Ukrainian capital, where the Ukrainian senior minister said relations between the two countries were bilateral and multilateral.
Viewers, we are live and breaking right now, reporting from the Rouse Avenue Court. Manish Sisodia will be produced very soon. In just a short while, we'll get you all the details in just a short while. Big arrest and a big day today on Monday today, getting back-to-back developments. Stay tuned.
Manish Sisodia is now reached. We are getting the live picture. Sir, what do you have to say? आप यहाँ पहुँचे हैं सर. You are facing serious allegations. Serious allegations आप raise कर रहे हैं मनीष सिसोदिया जी.
सर नीचे कर दो.
सर आप
शीशा नीचे कर दो मनीष.
See the picture of Manish Sisodia is now reaching here at CBI headquarters.
Top sources now confirming to Republic TV that Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia has been placed under arrest. Accused number 1 in the liquor scam has been arrested.
We're breaking the story first, way ahead of any other channel. In fact, all other channels haven't even figured out what's been going on. Manish Sisodia has been arrested.
क्या खालिस्तानी सरकार है? पंजाब में क्या खालिस्तानी सरकार है? भगवान लाल, Mr. Man, will you answer the question of Republic TV? पुलिस वालों को पीटा.
Manish Sisodia is now reached. We are getting the live picture. Sir, what do you have to say? आप यहाँ पहुँचे हैं सर. You are facing serious allegations. Serious allegations आप raise कर रहे हैं मनीष सिसोदिया जी.
सर नीचे कर दो.
सर आप
शीशा नीचे कर दो मनीष.
See the picture of Manish Sisodia is now reaching here at CBI headquarters.
I don't pay taxes to see these uncouth politicians send this image of Indian democracy. I don't pay taxes so they can have 45 non-stop minutes of a bloody battle. I don't pay taxes so they can kick, punch, attack, throw, and they can pin each other down and tear each other's hair. No, I don't pay taxes to hear them abuse and use the most ugly and dirty abuse at each other as they turn an elected house to a battle pitch. I don't pay taxes and you don't pay taxes so they can tear each other's clothes. I don't pay taxes to see this happen. If even tonight after what I just showed you and what I am about to show you, if after tonight you remain quiet, then you and me and all of us will deserve this maniacal expression of democracy. We need to tell the Neta how disgusted we are, and that in the name of no movement, no right or left wing so-called ideology can you justify this. Republic will only and only be on the side of the people. And
Slickergate arrest yet as Kejriwal's deputy is placed under arrest after 8 hours of grilling. In the dock for Liquorgate kickbacks, Manish Sisodia will be produced before court. But the Aam Aadmi Party continues to cry political vendetta to take on the streets in protest. The battle for the Northeast is intensifying. Nagaland and Meghalaya are polling today. It is a big development boost for Karnataka. The Prime Minister is set to inaugurate several projects there. And another terror attack in Pakistan. 5 people are killed, 13 injured in Balochistan. Good morning and welcome. You're watching live and breaking on Republic TV. I'm Nupur Talwar Suri. We begin with the biggest story that we are covering this morning, the arrest of Manish Sisodia, the Deputy Chief Minister of Delhi. Now, he's going to be produced in court in a while from now.
सरकार का कायरतापूर्ण परिचय है। ये नरेंद्र मोदी सरकार की कायरतापूर्ण कार्रवाई है। कोई कायर सरकार ही ऐसी कार्रवाई कर सकती है। एक ऐसे शिक्षा मंत्री जिन्होंने पूरे देश को बेहतरीन शिक्षा का मॉडल दिया, एक ऐसे शिक्षा मंत्री जो पूरी दुनिया को अपने शिक्षा मॉडल से प्रेरित कर रहे हैं, आप उस मनीष सिसोदिया को गिरफ्तार कर रहे हैं जो दिल्ली के लाखों बच्चों का भविष्य सुधारने के लिए काम कर रहे हैं। और दूसरी तरफ मोदी जी के जो मित्र हैं अडानी, वो लाखों करोड़ का घोटाला कर रहे हैं लेकिन उन पर कोई कार्रवाई नहीं हो रही। अकेले अडानी को मोदी जी ने कोयला दे दिया, गैस दे दिया, बिजली दे दिया, पानी दे दिया, सड़क दे दिया, सीमेंट दे दिया, स्टील दे दिया, सी पोर्ट दे दिया, एयरपोर्ट दे दिया। उस अडानी के पोर्ट पर हजारों करोड़ की ड्रग्स पकड़ी जाती है, कोई कार्रवाई नहीं। उस अडानी के नाम पे लाखों करोड़ का भ्रष्टाचार अभी खुलकर सामने आता है, उस पर कोई कार्रवाई नहीं। मैं पूछना चाहता हूं मोदी जी से, आप अपने मुंह से अडानी का नाम क्यों नहीं लेते, जिसकी बदौलत करोड़ों लोगों का पैसा एलआईसी में डूब रहा है, एसबीआई में डूब रहा है। आपकी हिम्मत नहीं है आप अडानी का नाम ले सकें, आपकी हिम्मत नहीं है मोदी जी कि आप अडानी के खिलाफ कार्रवाई कर सकें। मुझे आप बताइए, मॉरिशस में एक पते पे 6 कंपनी खोल के 42,000 करोड़ रुपए अडानी ने अपनी कंपनी में लगाया। वो किसका पैसा है? आतंकवादियों का काला धन है, आपके अधिकारियों का है, मंत्रियों का है, आपका है, आपकी पार्टी का है। कैसे पता चलेगा? कहां है आपकी सेबी, कहां है आपकी सीबीआई, कहां है आपकी ईडी, कहां है आपका इनकम टैक्स डिपार्टमेंट? ये सिर्फ अरविंद केजरीवाल को बदनाम करने के लिए है? ये सिर्फ मनीष सिसोदिया को गिरफ्तार करने के लिए है? अरविंद केजरीवाल जो दिल्ली को 3 बार से यहां की जनता का आशीर्वाद लेकर बिजली पर, पानी पे, शिक्षा पे, स्वास्थ्य पे काम कर रहे हैं, एक बेहतरीन सरकार का मॉडल प्रस्तुत कर रहे हैं, आप उस केजरीवाल को बदनाम करने में लगे हुए हैं। तो मैं मोदी जी को आपके माध्यम से कहना चाहता हूं कि उनकी सरकार अडानी की नौकर है और हम अडानी के नौकरों से नहीं डरते। हम आम आदमी पार्टी के सिपाही हैं, हम आंदोलन की कोख से पैदा हुए हैं। आपको जितनी लाठियां चलवानी हो, जितने मुकदमे लिखवाने हो, जितना जेल में डालना हो, आप डालिए, लेकिन आपके भ्रष्टाचार के खिलाफ, आपकी बेईमानी के खिलाफ, आपके दोस्त अडानी के खिलाफ हम लोग सदन से लेकर सड़क तक लड़ते रहेंगे। और मनीष सिसोदिया पे कार्रवाई करके ध्यान भटकाने की जो आप कोशिश कर रहे हैं, अडानी के घोटाले से ध्यान भटकाने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, अब उस घोटाले को हम लोग घर घर तक पहुंचाने का, आपकी सच्चाई पहुंचाने का काम करेंगे। आप चिंता मत कीजिए मोदी जी।
इसके बाद क्या मूव रहेगा सर आपका?
देखिए, ऐसा है कि अब यहां से हम लोगों को अभी छोड़ा है थाने से, और इसके बाद हम लोग आंदोलन जो है हमारा उसमें जाएंगे।
Saying now openly daring the Bharatiya Janata Party to say that why exactly there has been no investigation against Adani. Having said that, there are certain factual errors as far as what Aam Aadmi Party leader Sanjay Singh has to say. For instance, in the case of Mundra drug port case, it's a case which is already being investigated by the National Investigation Agency. But as expected, the war of words between the BJP as well as the Aam Aadmi Party still continues. I'm given to understand that my colleague Shivangi is speaking to some of the Aam Aadmi Party leaders. Let's go across to Shivangi for the latest.
Right. We are at the Rouse Avenue Court where we have with us Dipendra Pathak is here. He is a special CP, and we're trying to get all the details at this point of time. What he told the people present, the media present, that they're still trying to organize the arrangements right now. So very soon Manish Sisodia will be here. So right now the senior police officers are here as well, and they are surveying the situation, trying to get the logistics right. Very soon Dipendra Pathak is here. You can see his visuals with other senior.
आपको मैं कह रहा हूं फिर से कि अगर मुझे आप ईडी सीबीआई दे दीजिए, दुरुपयोग करना हो, हम सबको जेल में डाल दें।
सर, सरकार की कार्यशैली पर कितना असर पड़ेगा?
आप ईडी सीबीआई दे दीजिए, दुरुपयोग करना हो, हम सबको जेल में डाल देंगे।
सर, सरकार की कार्यशैली पर कितना असर पड़ेगा? तो साफ तौर से जो संजय सिंह
Well, the constant attack by the Aam Aadmi Party at the Bharatiya Janata Party saying that the arrest of the Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia happens to be a fake arrest, despite what we have been reporting as far as the reasons why Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia has been placed under arrest. Aam Aadmi Party still continues with their rhetoric saying that there is absolutely no evidence against him. In fact, they said that they had already preempted that he would be arrested.
पुलिस अरेंजमेंट होगा।
जो प्रदर्शन कर रही है उसको लेकर क्या कहेगा?
किसी भी तरह का लॉ एंड ऑर्डर अगर सिचुएशन होता है, उसके लिए दिल्ली पुलिस हमारा एक इफेक्टिव रोबस्ट ग्राउंड पे अरेंजमेंट है, सीनियर अफसर्स हैं, एंड वी विल सी टू इट दैट एवरीथिंग passes.
What time will he be here in court?
No, our role is different. So we are managing law and order, and that is why our police presence is there. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
तो
So we saw that we just heard right now Manish Sisodia is about to reach. So we spoke to the special CP and the senior police officers. They are saying very, very clearly that they're looking at the law and order situation. They're making sure that the law and order situation is in control. That is what they're doing. So we can see now that the senior police officers and the police have come here. That means very shortly, viewers, very shortly we can expect Deputy CM Manish Sisodia to also be produced in court. So now we can see a lot of activity outside the Rouse Avenue Court. I'm coming back to you, Shavan. Right now we continue our rolling coverage from the Rouse Avenue Court.
Well, that was my colleague Shivangi reporting from outside the Rouse Avenue Court. It is expected that Manish Sisodia would be produced before the court at the Rouse Avenue here in the national capital sometime later in the afternoon. But there is also another possibility that he could be produced through video conference. That is a decision that the Delhi police as well as the Central Bureau of Investigation will take, keeping in mind the law and order situation. Because what they are certainly preempting at this point in time, that the Aam Aadmi Party will hit the streets, continue their protest. They've already threatened that in a short while from now, Aam Aadmi Party leaders and their workers are going to protest outside the BJP office. We'll be covering live in a short while from now once the protest begins outside the BJP headquarters, but also listen in to what Aam Aadmi Party leader Gopal Rai had to say.
केंद्र सरकार ने सारी की सारी जो मर्यादाएं थी लोकतंत्र की उनको ख़त्म कर दिया। मनीष सिसोदिया जी को गिरफ्तार किया, बिना किसी सबूत के किया, राजनीतिक कारणों से किया। चलिए ठीक है, आपने हमारी पार्टी की सारी लीडरशिप को इस वक्त जो है गिरफ्तार कर रखा है। एक दो लोग छोड़ दें और मुख्यमंत्री अरविंद केजरीवाल को छोड़ दें तो पूरी की पूरी लीडरशिप इस वक्त केंद्र सरकार ने पुलिस के माध्यम से कैद कर रखी है। संजय सिंह गिरफ्तार हैं, गोपाल राय मंत्री हैं, दिल्ली प्रदेश के अध्यक्ष हैं, वो गिरफ्तार हैं। आदिल संगठन देखते हैं दिल्ली का पूरा, वो गिरफ्तार हैं। हमारे आधा दर्जन विधायक और करीब 1 दर्जन पार्षद गिरफ्तार हैं। हमारे डिस्ट्रिक्ट इंचार्ज जो हैं संगठन के वो गिरफ्तार हैं। हमारे लोकसभा के इंचार्ज जो हैं वो गिरफ्तार हैं और कल दोपहर से वो अब तक गिरफ्तार हैं। कहा जा रहा है डिटेन किया गया है। मैं ये आपसे जानना चाहता हूं, किस धारा के अंदर आप पूरे दिन और पूरी रात डिटेन कर सकते हैं? अभी जो है वो 24 घंटे पूरे हो गए, 12 बजे हो जाएंगे। क्या पुलिस 12 बजे उन्हें छोड़ने वाली है? नहीं छोड़ने वाली। पुलिस उसके बाद उनको कोर्ट में पेश करेगी। मैं आपको बता रहा हूं, राउज एवेन्यू कोर्ट के अंदर पेश किया जाएगा उनको, क्योंकि उनकी गिरफ्तारी पुलिस दिखा चुकी है। मैं आपको आधिकारिक तौर पे बता रहा हूं। आप क्या समझते हैं? आप दिल्ली के एक मंत्री को जो खुद चल भी नहीं सकते, जो एक तरीके से कहा जा सकता है कि उनको एक फिजिकल प्रॉब्लम है, सब लोग जानते हैं गोपाल राय जी को, आपने उनको पूरे रात थाने के अंदर बिठा रखा है और आप कह रहे हैं कि डिटेन है। ऐसे क्यों डिटेन? चलो 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 चलो।
Well, in fact, the mega coverage on Republic Media Network. Joining us from the CBI headquarters is my colleague Piyush Mishra. We'll also go across to my colleague Shillong. He will be joining us from the Rouse Avenue Court, and Madhurima from the Aam Aadmi Party office. But a quick word first for all our viewers who are tuning in right now. What is it that we know so far since the arrest that took place late last evening around 7:15? Last evening, Republic was the first network to break that news of Deputy Chief Minister being arrested. The grounds of the arrest, we are also going to put that out in a short while from now. But before that, what's going to happen in the next few hours? Because it turns out that we were told by our sources that roughly around 11:30 this morning is when the medical examination is going to take place. Sometime later in the afternoon, there's a possibility that he could be produced before the court. What more are you picking up, Piyush?
Well, preparations have been done, Shawan. We have also seen DCP of this very district is now taking rounds of this entire area. Arrangements are still at place. The police barricades are still there. What we are now hearing is that after the medical examination takes place at 11:30, most likely around 2 o'clock, he might be taken to Rouse Avenue Court. But it is also important to understand that the place where Rouse Avenue Court is at the Deen Dayal Upadhyaya Marg, and at the same lane, the same road is the office of Aam Aadmi Party and BJP. Now, what Aam Aadmi Party is planning to do, Aam Aadmi Party is now planning to hold a massive protest there at BJP headquarters. So it is going to be a tough challenge for Delhi police as to how they are going to look into the situation. What we are hearing right now, Shavan, is that Section 144 has now been imposed there. So we'll have to see how police is now going to manage as far as this issue is concerned. But what we are right now hearing is that that medical examination is going to take place at 11:30. Remember that late last night when we got to know about the arrest of Manish Sisodia, after which the leaders of Aam Aadmi Party who were detained, they claimed that they have now been arrested. Now what we are also hearing is a bigger update is that they have now been released. We'll have to see what kind of arrangements Delhi police is now going to make as far as taking Manish Sisodia to Rouse Avenue Court is concerned.
Well, in fact, let me also quickly get in a word from my colleague Madhurima, who's reporting from outside Manish Sisodia's residence. In fact, Madhurima, late last evening after the arrest that took place, Punjab Chief Minister Bhagwat Mann and Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal visited the residence of Manish Sisodia. Once again, there been that rhetoric from the Aam Aadmi Party's side saying that this is a complete fake case. What is it that you are picking up in terms of the strategy of the Aam Aadmi Party? Because in terms of legal options, they've quite limited options at this stage. Perhaps in few weeks from now, once the CBI custody gets over, there's a high possibility that they will then think of at least moving the bail. Is there anything that you're picking up from the Aam Aadmi Party camp as to what perhaps lies ahead?
Well, Shravan, as far as the strategy of the Aam Aadmi Party is concerned, they are going to fight it on the streets, on the courts and everywhere possible, which is why a possible massive march is going to be conducted outside. It will be carried out outside the BJP headquarters. And as far as the courts are concerned, yesterday as well, the Chief Minister, along with Bhagwat Mann, the Punjab Chief Minister and also Atishi, they all made a comment that it will be very difficult for the Central Bureau of Investigation to prove any charges against the Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia because he's done nothing wrong. So they're very confident of the fact that the CBI will not be able to prove any of the charges that they have been upholding their arm as an ammunition against the Deputy Chief Minister, Shravan. Now we'll have to wait and watch as to what really happens inside the Rouse Avenue court. But as far as this particular spot is concerned, from where I'm reporting Sisodia's residents, since morning multiple MLAs have reached here to take stock of the situation as to what will be really happening and meet the family of the Deputy Chief Minister. Just a couple of minutes back, Atishi also came and is now meeting with the wife of the Deputy Chief Minister. What they have been telling us that they're very confident that Manish Sisodia is going to hold strong in the court and that the CBI will not be able to prove anything because they have conducted multiple raids, they have combed out the lockers, they have scrounged the village of the Deputy Chief Minister, paternal village, but they have found nothing. This is what they have been saying. But as usual, the claims of the Aam Aadmi Party are bereft of substance, Shravan, and they have been making all these very loud claims only on the fact that CBI has not told them that what they have found. But it is highly unlikely that Central Bureau of Investigation is going to share the evidences. Of course, it will be representing them in front of the Honorable Court. So, Shravan, we'll have to wait and watch as what to really happens at the Rouse Avenue Court. But the Aam Aadmi Party is all set to fight it tooth and nail on the streets, on the courts and with the common people of the national capital. They say that they are going to raise it at every level possible. Shravan, back to you.
Well, thank you very much, Madhuraba, for getting us the latest details. We'll slip into a short break. On the other side, we'll get you the latest details from all vantage points, starting from the CBI headquarters all the way to the Rouse Avenue Court and, of course, where the protests are likely to take place.
Soros, the allegedly evil Soros, has given a lot of money to a lot of people in the Indian news and especially the Indian digital news ecosystem. These people, who we will henceforth refer to as the hashtag Soros media, are therefore very rich media. The ironical part is that these completely blemished hashtag Soros media then asks the non-Soros media ethical questions. The Soros media asks the non-Soros media, tell us who owns the news. Well, I tell them, Uncle Soros owns you. These unethical members of the Soros media have been completely lying and constantly lying and saying, oh, you got to pay to keep the news free. We are so poor, we have no money, the mainstream media has money, we are broke, help us, please give us 100 rupees. Why 100 rupees? Should even 1 rupee be given by you?
Manish Sisodia is now reached. We are getting the live picture. Sir, what do you have to say? आप यहाँ पहुँचे हैं सर. आप you are facing serious allegations. Serious allegations आप raise कर रहे हैं मनीष सिसोदिया जी.
सर नीचे कर दो.
कहना चाहेंगे सर आप.
शीशा नीचे कर दो मनीष.
See the picture of Manish Sisodia is now reaching here at CBI headquarters.
मैं जेल जाने से नहीं डरता, हम लोग भगत सिंह के अनुयायी हैं।
Top sources now confirming to Republic TV that Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia has been placed under arrest. Accused number 1 in the liquor scam has been arrested.
We're breaking the story first, way ahead of any other channel. In fact, all other channels haven't even figured out what's been going on. Manish Sisodia has been arrested.
क्या खालिस्तानी सरकार है? पंजाब में क्या खालिस्तानी सरकार है? भगवान मान मिस्टर वन, will you answer the question of Republic TV? पुलिस वालों को पीटा।
Manish Sisodia has now reached. We are getting the live picture. Sir, what do you?
Welcome back. You are watching our rolling coverage on the arrest of Manish Sisodia. He's going to be produced in court at the Rouse Avenue very, very shortly. Now we are bringing out for you a tweet that has come in from Arvind Kejriwal. He says that the CBI officers were against this arrest. So he seems to claim that there was pressure that came in from the centre for this arrest. Now, I'm told that most CBI officers were against Manish's arrest. All of them have huge respect for him and there is no evidence against him. But the political pressure to arrest him was so high that they had to obey their political masters. Now, that's the tweet that has come in from Arvind Kejriwal. Let's go across to Piyush Mishra, who's reporting from outside the CBI's office. Piyush, this is a similar refrain to what we've heard from the Aam Aadmi Party. From the very beginning, they've called this a political witch hunt, essentially, and that seems to be continuing with the tweet that's come in from Arvind Kejriwal, once again saying that there is no evidence against him. But the fact is, Piyush, that an arrest like this has to stand in court.
Well, certainly, and now what we are seeing, another attempt of claiming that there is no such case against Manish Sisodia, and that's by the top leader of Aam Aadmi Party, Arvind Kejriwal, who is now coming out and tweeting. Let me quote what he has tweeted. He says, and I quote, "I'm told that most CBI officers were against Manish's arrest. All of them have huge respect for him, and there is no evidence against him. But the political pressure to arrest him was so high that they had to obey their political master." So Arvind Kejriwal is coming out and saying that there is no evidence against Manish Sisodia, but CBI officers were too much under pressure that they had to arrest Manish Sisodia. This is not the first time that this message is being, pushed at the part of Aam Aadmi Party leaders. Earlier also, when Manish Sisodia was arrested on that very when his house was raided on that very day, also Manish Sisodia gave a sound bite when the raid had completed, where he said that CBI officers who had come to raid to his house were of the view that they do not have any evidence. They have not found any evidence against Manish Sisodia, but they were under pressure to conduct the raid, and that is why they were there at his residence. In fact, when Manish Sisodia was summoned for the very first time at CBI headquarters, similar narrative was pushed by Aam Aadmi Party. And once again, we are seeing Arvind Kejriwal coming out and claiming that there is no such evidence against Manish Sisodia. The big question here is that if liquor policy was too good, then why did Delhi government had to withdraw that? Why did Delhi government had to overturn its own decision? And why they are scared of the investigation which CBI is doing? This is what the BJP, in fact, is also asking. We'll have to wait and watch how the political slugfest further grows. But Aam Aadmi Party once again coming out and saying that there is no such evidence against Manish Sisodia. Nupur.
All right. So Piyush, of course, is bringing us those details from outside the CBI's headquarters. Now, Piyush, give us a sense of what the charges that the CBI is making against Manish Sisodia are. Now, also, tell us how is it likely to be in court today? And obviously, they will ask for custody to be able to interrogate him further, because the basic thing that they have said so far is that they found him to be non-cooperative.
Well, that's the biggest charge which has been leveled by CBI officers against Manish Sisodia, that Manish Sisodia was not cooperating as far as this investigation is concerned. During the course of interrogation, when Manish Sisodia was asked multiple times about the kind of evidences which CBI has been able to gather in the last few days, Manish Sisodia said he does not know about anything. In fact, he repeatedly denied to the points being raised by the Central Bureau of Investigation officers. But sources told us that an active South lobby was responsible for tweaking the policy, following which the South lobby was also benefited because of the tweaking which took place, and they pressurized Manish Sisodia and other officials for, in fact, the Aam Aadmi Party leaders also got kickbacks because of the tweaking of policies. That was also, suggested by CBI officers. In fact, they asked about that South lobby also from Manish Sisodia. So right now, as we are speaking, the medical test of Manish Sisodia is all set to begin. After this very short break, we will be getting more and more details as Manish Sisodia is all set to be taken out from CBI headquarters for House Revenue Court. Stay tuned for all the live updates on the other side of this very short break.
Top sources now confirming to Republic TV that Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia has been placed under arrest. Accused number 1 in the liquor scam has been arrested.
We're breaking the story first, way ahead of any other channel. In fact, all other channels haven't even figured out what's been going on. Manish Sisodia has been arrested.
We told you he's a threat to internal security.
Why to brandish weapon? Why it's the need of weapon when you are claiming that it's a peaceful procession which you will be carrying out?
No peace can be established without weapons. Why don't government send the state and everybody, army, they just dismiss all the armies, all the weapons, dispose everything, and then ask us why do we have weapons?
For 3 months, center and state didn't act. Now Khalistani Amritpal is on a rampage. Anarchy in Punjab, story broken on Republic.
Top sources now confirming to Republic TV that Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia has been placed under arrest. Accused number 1 in the liquor scam has been arrested.
We're breaking the story first, way ahead of any other channel. In fact, all other channels haven't even figured out what's been going on. Manish Sisodia has been arrested.
खालिस्तानी सरकार है पंजाब में, क्या खालिस्तानी सरकार है भगवान? Mr. Man, will you answer the question of Republic TV? पुलिस वालों को पीटा।
स्टैंडिंग कमेटी के चुनाव की काउंटिंग पीसफुली हुई, लेकिन जैसे ही भारतीय जनता पार्टी को लगा कि वो स्टैंडिंग कमेटी का चुनाव हार रहे हैं, उन्होंने हमारी मेयर पर बुरी तरह से हमला किया।
चौथा कैंडिडेट आम आदमी पार्टी का चुनाव हार चुका है, लेकिन आम आदमी पार्टी अरविंद केजरीवाल के कहने के ऊपर यहाँ गुंडागर्दी कर रही है।
I don't pay taxes to see these uncouth politicians send.
बड़े शहरों में आप एयरपोर्ट्स पाते थे,
ವೇದಿಕೆಯಲ್ಲಿರುವ ಎಲ್ಲ ಗಣ್ಯರಿಗೂ ಹೃತ್ಪೂರ್ವಕ ಸ್ವಾಗತವನ್ನ ಕೋರುತ್ತಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ತಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ಮಲೆನಾಡಿನ ಹೆಬ್ಬಾಗಿಲು ಶ್ರೀಗಂಧದ ಮಡಿಲು ಸಿಹಿ ಮನಸ್ಸುಗಳ ಒಡಲು ಸಿಹಿಮೊಗ್ಗೆ ಸಿಹಿಮೊಗ್ಗೆ ಅರ್ಥಾತ್ ಶಿವಮೊಗ್ಗದಲ್ಲಿ.
Well, all right, that's the big function that's been organized for the Prime Minister's visit to Karnataka. We'll be bringing you all of that in just a bit. We take a quick look at the top headlines we're tracking this afternoon. It is the biggest Liquorgate arrest yet, as Arvind Kejriwal's deputy is placed under arrest after 8 hours of being grilled. In the dock for Liquorgate kickbacks, Manish Sisodia is to be produced before court. The Aam Aadmi Party, however, continues to cry political vendetta to take to the streets in protest. The battle for the northeast is on. Nagaland and Meghalaya are polling. It's a big development boost to Karnataka. The Prime Minister is set to inaugurate mega projects there. And another terror attack in Pakistan. 5 people are killed, 13 are injured in Baluchistan. Good afternoon and welcome. You are watching Live and Breaking on Republic TV. I'm Nupur Talwar Suri. Straight off going to New Delhi, where we are tracking the biggest story of Manish Sisodia's arrest. Now, he was arrested yesterday after about being grilled for 8 hours. Today, he's going to be produced before the Rouse Avenue court. And the Aam Aadmi Party, of course, is calling it political vendetta. Now, the CBI arrested him after grilling him for nearly 8 hours.
कि ये जो संकेत हैं कि एक पॉलिटिकल पार्टी के तमाम नेतृत्व को आप बिना किसी कारण गिरफ्तार करके जेल में डाल दें। कल से गिरफ्तार उनको किया गया और वो कोई आम लोग नहीं थे, वो कोई आम कार्यकर्ता नहीं थे, वो हमारी पार्टी के सांसद संजय सिंह हैं, दिल्ली के वरिष्ठ मंत्री गोपाल राय हैं, दिल्ली के कन्वीनर हैं, दिल्ली को संगठन देखने वाले आदिल हैं, हमारे दर्जनों विधायक और पार्षद हैं। उनको जेल में डालने का कोई हक जो है केंद्र सरकार को नहीं था। और आज सुबह से हमने इस चीज़ को कहना शुरू किया कि 24 घंटे से पहले पुलिस के ऊपर ये हिदायत है कि उनको किसी को भी कोर्ट में पेश करके कोर्ट से इजाज़त लेनी पड़ेगी कि आप उसको जेल में रखें। किस कारण से पुलिस उनको ले जाती कोर्ट में, क्या कहती कोर्ट में? मुझे लगता है केंद्र सरकार ने अक्लमंदी की कि हमारे इन नेताओं को छोड़ दिया और उसका जो बड़ा श्रेय है वो मीडिया चैनल्स को जाता है जिन्होंने इस खबर को दिखाया ताकि केंद्र सरकार को इसकी सुध आई।
सर, वहीं दूसरी तरफ कहा यह भी जा रहा है 144 अब इम्पोज कर दी गई है आम आदमी पार्टी ऑफिस के बाहर, क्योंकि आज आपका प्रदर्शन है, 12 बजे का आपने कॉल दिया है, तो अब 144 भी इम्पोज।
देखिए, पूरी तरीके से जुल्म है, गैर कानूनी है, गैर संवैधानिक है। आम आदमी पार्टी को हक है अपनी मांगों को लेके और केंद्र सरकार के जुल्म के खिलाफ शांतिपूर्ण प्रदर्शन करें।
लोग हैं, कुछ लोग आगे हैं, कुछ लोग पीछे भी हैं और ये सभी लोग चूंकि ने बीजेपी दफ्तर के बाहर प्रदर्शन से रोक दिया है और इसीलिए ये लोग जो है पैदल मार्च कर रहे हैं। और देखिए पीछे बजट की गाड़ी भी है, पुलिस की गाड़ी भी है। पुलिस का तर्क है कि चूंकि परमिशन के बिना ये लोग प्रोटेस्ट कर रहे हैं, इसलिए यहाँ पर एक और तस्वीर में आपको दिखाना चाहूंगा कि हाथों में हथकड़ी लेकर ये लोग यहाँ पर प्रदर्शन कर रहे हैं। ये हाथों में हथकड़ी क्यों ले रखी है आपने? लाइव आप जुड़े होते हैं, हाथों में हथकड़ी क्यों बांध रखी है आप लोग?
देखिए, जो अभी देश में चल रहा है, जबरदस्ती जो देश के सबसे अच्छे शिक्षा मंत्री हैं उनके ऊपर इतने 7 महीने से कार्रवाई चल रही है, हमने पूरा सहयोग किया, आपने उनको गिरफ्तार कर लिया। चलो, अगर उनकी कोई गलती आप गिरफ्तार करो, दूध का दूध पानी का पानी होगा, कोर्ट करेगा। लेकिन अडानी जी से क्या ऐसी यारी है कि उनको आपने छोड़ रखा है? मोदी जी से सवाल है।
क्या संकेत जा रहा है?
कड़ी से संकेत यही, ये तानाशाही जो जबरदस्ती लोगों को, जो भी विरोध की आवाज है उसको जेल में भेजने का काम कर रहे हैं, तो ये तो नहीं चलेगा भाई। लोकतंत्र में अपनी आवाज उठाने का अधिकार सबको है, आप आवाज उठाने दीजिए ना। जबरदस्ती जेल भेजने का, विपक्ष के नेताओं पे कार्रवाई करने का, और अपने नेताओं का 110 करोड़ का घोटाला इसका आया पोषण का मध्य प्रदेश में, कौन जेल में गया नहीं बता रहे हैं।
ठीक है, तो ये आप कार्यकर्ता हैं, आपके नेता हैं, हाथों में हथकड़ी बांधकर यहाँ पर विरोध प्रदर्शन कर रहे हैं। इनका साफ तौर पर कहना है कि केंद्र सरकार की जो तानाशाही है उसके विरोध में यहाँ पर ये लोग प्रोटेस्ट कर रहे हैं। मनीष सिसोदिया की गिरफ्तारी के विरोध में यहाँ पर ये प्रोटेस्ट किया जा रहा है। अनोखा तरीका देखने को मिला कि हाथों में हथकड़ी बांधकर यहाँ पर विरोध प्रदर्शन किया जा रहा है।
Is Bhopal in Madhya Pradesh, where there are also protests in. Satyavajay is bringing us the latest from there. But largely it appears that the Aam Aadmi Party is trying to make sure that they can get as much out of it politically as possible. Protests that are taking place in New Delhi. Now, of course, protests also taking place in Bhopal. Now, here's what we are expecting today. Now, Manish Sisodia, of course, will be produced before court. That's the Rouse Avenue court. He could be produced anytime between 12 to 2. That's what we are hearing now. The CBI investigators, of course, yesterday were not satisfied with his answers. And they said that he is not cooperating with the probe and has avoided clarifications that have been sought on crucial points. Of course, there appears to be a political sort of a war of words that's on between the BJP and the Aam Aadmi Party. Let's listen into reactions.
साथियों, जैसा आप जानते हैं, कल दिल्ली के शिक्षा मंत्री मनीष सिसोदिया जी को गिरफ्तार किया गया। कई लोग कह रहे हैं कि गिरफ्तारी हुई है, कानून पे भरोसा नहीं है क्या? हमें सब कुछ पे भरोसा है, लेकिन देश के प्रधानमंत्री को कानून पे भरोसा नहीं है। इसलिए मनीष सिसोदिया जी की तो गिरफ्तारी होती है, लेकिन अडानी से यारी जारी है। उनके खिलाफ जांच क्यों नहीं हो रही? उनके खिलाफ कोई कार्रवाई क्यों नहीं हो रही? इसलिए पूरा देश ये पूछ रहा है कि आखिर क्या इस गंदी राजनीति से देश आगे बढ़ेगा।
And Shavan is reporting from outside the CBI headquarters in the national capital. Shavan, from the very beginning of this scam, we have really seen, all kinds of diversionary tactics come in from the Aam Aadmi Party. They haven't answered the key questions that have been asked of them. Even this reaction that we just got from the Aam Aadmi Party, they just keep on harping on the fact that this is political vendetta. Well, I don't think Shavan can quite hear me. We will fix that and go back to him in just a bit. But pictures on your screen right now coming to you from Bhopal. That's where we are seeing Aam Aadmi Party workers hit the streets. And it's not just going to be in Bhopal. They've planned to essentially protest across the country, the larger ones being centered around where the Aam Aadmi Party has cadres. Right now, we are, of course, also been getting reports from Delhi that the Aam Aadmi Party is converging onto various parts. There was a protest early in the morning at the police station. Thereafter, of course, outside the BJP's offices as well as the CBI's offices. So, protests going to continue that's looking like the likely strategy of the Aam Aadmi Party as well as far as politics is concerned. But apart from that, of course, they will have to face the investigation, and that's something that Manish Sisodia is in the dock for. Now, just to tell our viewers that the primary charge of the CBI's investigators who have been questioning him has been that they believe that he's been evasive. The CBI seems to believe they seem to also believe that he hasn't really answered the questions properly that the CBI is asking. I think we're going to try once again to go across to Shravan Sen. Shravan, if you can hear me now. Shravan, earlier I was asking you, as far as the Aam Aadmi Party is concerned, you know, from the very beginning of this scam, all we've seen them essentially is use diversionary tactics. You know, the key question that is always asked seems to be diverted. They seem to talk about everything else apart from, you know, the scam per se.
Well, that's exactly the strategy that has been adopted by the Aam Aadmi Party from the time this FIR was first registered. Remember, this FIR was registered based on a report that was filed by the Vigilance Department, and it was the LG who had recommended that there should be a CBI probe into this matter. Why exactly? Because these are some grave allegations that have been leveled against the Deputy Chief Minister, who also handled the Excise Department. Now, essentially what you see is that it did actually also come at a time when Gujarat was going to polls, and the Aam Aadmi Party was trying to position itself as the party, as the new party that was in the bloc. And that is the reason why they tried to basically link it by saying that perhaps the first time when Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia was actually called in for questioning, that was closer to the time when he was supposed to visit the state of Gujarat for campaigning. Now, it turns out that if you really look at the timeline of it is bereft of any, the arguments that have been put forth by the Aam Aadmi Party has been completely bereft of any sort of logic. Now, if you take a look at the first statement that was made after the charge sheet that was filed by the Central Bureau of Investigation, Arvind Kejriwal, even the Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia, both made this comment saying that there is absolutely no evidence, and that is the reason why there was no name of Manish Sisodia in that particular charge sheet. But the fact of the matter is that it does not really work that way. The investigation that happened with the first charge sheet was pertaining to the communication strategist of Aam Aadmi Party, Vijay Nair. He was arrested, and within the stipulated time period, the charge sheet had to be filed. At that point in time, Manish Sisodia wasn't even examined. And remember, there were about 14 others who have also been named in that particular FIR, and that is the reason why CBI essentially felt the need to first examine all the other accused, and following which they decided to only call accused number 1, that is Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia, for the first set of examination. Now, what really changed? Why exactly was he called in for questioning for the second time? That's because over the last couple of months, they've been able to record the statement of multiple stakeholders. Importantly, this time, you had a Delhi bureaucrat who served in the Delhi government at that point in time when the excise policy was brought into picture. And his 164 statement was recorded before a magistrate, in which he's basically implicated the Deputy Chief Minister. He's in fact revealed that he was called to the residence of Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal. That's where he was handed out a particular document. Instructions were given as to how exactly would the excise policy look like. And it now turns out, if you go by what my sources are indicating, the violations are essentially this. One, the profit margin for the wholesalers. From 5%, it was bumped up to 12%, so which essentially led to windfall profits for the wholesalers. Secondly, they were already aware of what the excise policy would essentially look like, because this was also drafted in consultation with the liquor traders, the liquor companies. And that is the reason why you're looking at this final decision that was taken by the Central Bureau of Investigation. The Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia should be placed under arrest. Let me also quickly go across to my colleague Madhurima for the latest details. I'm told that Madhurima is going to join us on this broadcast, getting us the latest details. I'm told that Amandeep is getting us the latest details. Let's just go across to Amandeep.
Well, Shravan, the protest has begun. Action is here, and in fact, the Aam Aadmi Party workers and the leaders have started gathering at Chandigarh outside BJP headquarters, and even they started protesting. They are raising the slogans against BJP government, and in fact, more MLAs and ministers are coming to join this protest, just because after Delhi is the government of Aam Aadmi Party in Punjab, and here the high expectations that maximum support and maximum people are going to join this protest, and heavy police deployment is here. Just because Shavan, last time when they protested, they tried to break down the barricades and even they tried to jump the barricades. Water cannon used, force used, lathi charge happened, and only then they will be able to disperse. But now the situation is again getting tense just because slowly, gradually, all workers, just because Aam Aadmi Party has given the call in entire Punjab to all their MLAs, ministers, and in fact their local leaders and even the state leadership that all the people should gather outside Punjab BJP headquarters in Chandigarh with maximum number of people, and they are going to make it a huge show against the BJP government after Manish Sisodia's arrest. The message was spread even yesterday evening itself to gather outside the Punjab BJP headquarters, and here you can see they have started doing the protest here, and in fact the people from the different parts of the Punjab, they are also going to join these protests along with the ministers, MLAs and their local leadership as well, just because the call has been given by the Aam Aadmi Party to hold a protest nationwide. And after Delhi there is a government of Aam Aadmi Party in Punjab from where they got 92 seats in Vidhan Sabha and got maximum support, and that is the reason they are trying to make it as a very big show here in Chandigarh outside Punjab BJP headquarters. So here are the visuals, and even some of them are sitting at the barricades, but the police have made certain arrangements to block them here itself so that at least there should be no law and order situation, and even the police has
देश में तानाशाही नहीं चलेगी। ये जिस तरीके से तानाशाही के तहत गिरफ्तार किया जा रहा है, विपक्ष की आवाज दबाने की कोशिश है, इसका हम खिलाफत करते हैं, इसका विरोध करते हैं। आम आदमी पार्टी इसका पूरा विरोध करती है। ये जो गुंडागर्दी है, तानाशाही है, हम इसके खिलाफ हैं। बिना परमिशन अपनी आवाज उठाने का सबको अधिकार है। हम शांतिपूर्ण प्रदर्शन करना चाह रहे हैं और ये जिस तरीके से किया जा रहा है ये गलत है।
तो देखिए ये तस्वीरें हैं, इन लोग का कहना साफ है कि जो गिरफ्तारी की गई है वो गलत है। सभी को अपनी बात रखने का, प्रोटेस्ट करने का अधिकार है, लेकिन यहाँ पर आम आदमी पार्टी के जो लोग हैं उन्हें अरेस्ट कर लिया है और अरेस्टिंग के बाद इनको यहाँ से जाते जेल ले जाया जाएगा। तो ये लाइव तस्वीरें हमने अभी आपको दिखाई थी जो मनीष सिसोदिया की गिरफ्तारी के विरोध में भोपाल में बीजेपी दफ्तर के आ रहे लोग विरोध प्रदर्शन करते हैं। और ये देखिए वाहन जो लाइव तस्वीर आपको दिखा रहे हैं, ये सभी को यहाँ से जाते चले जाएगा। कहाँ ले जा रहे हैं? पुलिस के जो वाहन में ये सभी जल जा रहे, कहाँ कुछ बताया?
नहीं चलेगी। सिसोदिया जिंदाबाद। ये जिस तरीके
जेल ले जा रही
ये गलत है। देश में तानाशाही नहीं चलने वाली।
ये वो लोग हैं आम आदमी पार्टी के लोग जिनको यहाँ पर अरेस्ट करके ले
जान देने के लिए हैं।
तानाशाही इस तरह से पुलिस की नहीं चलेगी। सबको अपना विरोध करने का, अपनी आवाज उठाने का अधिकार है, लेकिन यहाँ पर हाई वोल्टेज ड्रामा देखने को मिला बीजेपी दफ्तर के बाहर, जहाँ पर चूंकि पुलिस के तर्क है कि बिना परमिशन के ये लोग प्रोटेस्ट कर रहे थे, इसलिए इनको गिरफ्तार किया गया है।
नहीं चलेगी, नहीं चलेगी, नहीं चलेगी।
Jammu where the Aam Aadmi Party is holding a massive protest and outside the Bharatiya Janata Party office they will be now marching towards the AAP office here in Jammu। आपसे जानना चाहूंगा केस भी रजिस्टर है, उसके बावजूद आप लोग जो है विरोध प्रदर्शन
देखिए ये मनीष सिसोदिया की गिरफ्तारी नहीं है, ये 2024 की इलेक्शन का मुद्दा है। 2024 आने वाला है, मोदी जी जो है वो डर चुके हैं केजरीवाल से और आने वाला समय केजरीवाल का होगा। 2024 का मसला है और आम आदमी पार्टी से भारतीय जनता पार्टी डरी हुई है और हम ये कहना चाहते हैं कि 2024 में आम आदमी पार्टी आएगी।
लेकिन केस रजिस्टर्ड है, उसमें गवाह ये बता रहे हैं
झूठे केस डालने से जो है वो आम आदमी पार्टी की आवाज को दबा नहीं सकते और आम आदमी पार्टी जम्मू कश्मीर में भारतीय जनता पार्टी के दफ्तर का घेराव करेगी।
सो दिस इज द घेराव बाय द आम आदमी पार्टी। सर केस रजिस्टर हुआ, गवाहों ने कहा कि मनीष सिसोदिया ने जो है वहां धांधली की है, तब अरेस्ट हुआ, फिर ये विरोध प्रदर्शन क्यों?
ये पूरा हिंदुस्तान जानता है कि ये साजिश के तहत हो रहा है, ये बीजेपी की तानाशाही है। ये हम ये डिमांड करते हैं जो सिसोदिया साहब को जो है गैर मतलब अलग तरीके से उनको जो है नुकसान पहुंचाया जा रहा है, ये तानाशाही बीजेपी बंद करे।
लेकिन जिस तरह से गवाहों ने ये कहा, अफसरों ने ये माना कि जो है ट्वीक किया गया है,
देखिए, जिस प्रकार से आज पूरे भारतवर्ष का माहौल है, आप जानते हैं कि किस प्रकार से तानाशाही चल रही है, ये कोई भी मानने को तैयार नहीं है। तो ये इसलिए हम ये कहते हैं कि ये साजिश के तहत जो हो रहा है, ये नहीं होना चाहिए।
So this is the Aam Aadmi Party workers. Many of them have come to hold the protest here. We'll try and ask Sarjeevan to keep showing you the visuals that they are marching towards the Bharatiya Janata Party office here in Jammu. We'll try to speak to some more of the netas of the Aam Aadmi Party who are marching towards the BJP.
Protests taking place across the country. Protests taking place in Madhya Pradesh, Chandigarh, as well as Jammu. Getting you the live reports. We'll try and go back to our reporters on the ground to get you the sense of what's really happening, because Aam Aadmi Party has now decided to hit the streets. In fact, my colleague, I'm told that my colleague Gursimran is going to join us on this broadcast, getting us the latest details from Jammu. Over to you, Gursimran, getting us the latest details.
जनता देख रही है कि आप किस तरह से
Yes, now the Aam Aadmi Party is marching towards the BJP offices. We have some of the AAP leaders with us. They are heading towards the BJP headquarters. This is the march of the Aam Aadmi Party that they are holding here in Jammu. The AAP unit, they are saying that this is just a political vendetta that the BJP is doing and it is nothing else. We'll try to speak to some of the leaders. मुझे ये बताइए, जब केस रजिस्टर हो गया, गवाहों ने भी ये कहा है, फिर भी आप लोग विरोध प्रदर्शन कर रहे हैं?
देखिए, झूठे केस डाले हुए हैं मनीष सिसोदिया के ऊपर, जो वो झूठे केस डाले हुए हैं भारतीय जनता पार्टी वालों ने। और ये 2024 की जो लोकसभा की इलेक्शन है, उसको देखते हुए ये आम आदमी पार्टी के काफिले को रोकना चाहते हैं बीजेपी वाले। और पूरे हिंदुस्तान में आम आदमी पार्टी के कार्यकर्ता सड़कों के ऊपर आए।
आप लीडर्स विल कम ऑन द रोड्स, दिस इज व्हाट दे आर सेइंग। आप लोग विरोध प्रदर्शन तो कर रहे हैं, लेकिन सीबीआई ये कह रही है कि केस जो है वैलिड है।
देखिए, सीबीआई को भी ये समझना चाहिए कि सीबीआई ईडी ऐसे प्रीमियम दायरे थे जिन पे पूरे देश का एक विश्वास था। आज जिस तरह से सीबीआई को, ईडी को अपना नौकर बना के रख लिया है मोदी जी ने, अपने आप में शर्म की बात है। मुझे लगता है कि मोदी, ये जो सीबीआई जैसे इदारे हैं, उनका मिसयूज हो रहा है और इसका बिल्कुल नहीं होना चाहिए। सीबीआई ने जो केस रजिस्टर किया है वो बिल्कुल बेबुनियाद है।
So marching towards the BJP headquarters, the Aam Aadmi Party leaders are alleging that this is the political vendetta, keeping in view the upcoming elections. But they are mum on the replies that what has happened since the CBI has registered an FIR and action has been taken on that only. Yes.
Let me also quickly bring in my colleague Amandeep, who's getting us the latest details from Chandigarh, where the protests have also once again intensified in Chandigarh. Amandeep, what is it that the Aam Aadmi Party is now saying?
Well, Shravan, now ministers and MLAs are also here and joined the protest, and more ministers and the MLAs are expected to come here and join the protest just because they have planned a big show here in Chandigarh for the protest, just because Punjab is having the government of Aam Aadmi Party and maximum number of ministers as well as MLAs are going to gather inside the protest. And in fact, you can see the visuals as well. They have started gathering at this point, and even they have started gathering at this point, and later on, after getting gathered here, they will march towards the BJP headquarters. But there is a heavy police deployment with a heavy barricading, water cannons, as well as heavy police force to stop them, just because the call that was given by the Aam Aadmi to each and every state, and in fact in Punjab, the call has been spread among each and every leader to each constituency to come here along with their supporters to make a big show in Chandigarh to show that Aam Aadmi Party is all against the arrest of Manish Sisodia. So here you can see the visuals. They are gathering here. They are waiting for their own MLAs and the ministers to gather here, and maximum number of supporters are being expected to reach here by in a very short while from now, and you can see the gathering is getting enhanced here. The police has deployed in a heavy manner. I request my camera person to kindly show this side also. The police is deployed in a very heavy manner, and in fact specific input has been given that they will definitely march towards the BJP office, but they are not allowed to move this very much point. There's one specific point that has been given by the Chandigarh police to and request them to stay their protest at this point, but they will march just because they wanted to lodge their protest against the BJP. Yes, over to you, Shaman.
$11,000 placements last year. At Amity, we are committed to nurturing passionate, hardworking and proactive professionals.
We told you he's a threat to internal security.
Why to brandish weapon? Why it's the need of weapon when you are claiming that it's a peaceful procession which you will be carrying out?
No peace can be established without weapons. Why don't government send the state and everybody army, they just dismiss all the armies, all the weapons, dispose everything and then ask us why do we have weapons?
For 3 months, centre and state didn't act. Now Khalistani Amritpal is on a rampage. Anarchy in Punjab, story broken on Republic.
Manish Sisodia is now reached. We are getting the live picture. Sir, what do you have to say? आप यहाँ पहुँचे हैं सर. आप you are facing serious allegations sir. Serious allegations आप raise कर रहे हैं मनीष सिसोदिया जी. सर नीचे कर दो. कहना चाहेंगे सर आप. शीशा नीचे कर दो. See the picture of Manish Sisodia is now reaching here at CBI headquarters.
We told you he's a threat to internal security.
Why to brandish weapon? Why it's the need of weapon when you are claiming that it's a peaceful procession which you will be carrying out?
No peace can be established without weapons. Why don't government send the state and everybody army, they just dismiss all the armies, all the weapons, dispose everything and then ask us why do we have weapons?
For 3 months, centre and state didn't act. Now Khalistani Amritpal is on a rampage. Anarchy in Punjab, story broken on Republic.
Soros, the allegedly evil Soros, has given a lot of money to a lot of people in the Indian news and especially the Indian digital news ecosystem. These people, who we will henceforth refer to as the hashtag Soros media, are therefore very rich media. The ironical part is that these completely blemished hashtag Soros media then asks the non-Soros media ethical questions. The Soros media asks the non-Soros media, tell us who owns the news. Well, I tell them, Uncle Soros owns you. These unethical members of the Soros media have been completely lying and constantly lying and saying, oh, you got to pay to keep the news free. We are so poor, we have no money, the mainstream media has money, we are broke, help us, please give us 100 rupees. Why 100 rupees? Should even 1 rupee be given by you?
Top sources now confirming to Republic TV that Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia has been placed under arrest. Accused number 1 in the liquor scam has been arrested.
We're breaking the story first, way ahead of any other channel. In fact, all other channels haven't even figured out what's been going on. Manish Sisodia has been arrested.
We told you he's a threat to internal security.
Why to brandish weapon? Why it's the need of weapon when you are claiming that it's a peaceful procession which you will be carrying out?
No peace can be established without weapons. Why don't government send the state and everybody army, they just dismiss all the armies, all the weapons, dispose everything and then ask us why do we have weapons?
For 3 months, centre and state didn't act. Now Khalistani Amritpal is on a rampage. Anarchy in Punjab, story broken on Republic.
मैं जेल जाने से नहीं डरता, हम लोग भगत सिंह के अनुयायी हैं।
Top sources now confirming to Republic TV that Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia has been placed under arrest. Accused number 1 in the liquor scam has been arrested.
We're breaking the story first, way ahead of any other channel. In fact, all other channels haven't even figured out what's been going on. Manish Sisodia has been arrested.
Soros, the allegedly evil Soros, has given a lot of money to a lot of people in the Indian news and especially the Indian digital news ecosystem. These people, who we will henceforth refer to as the hashtag Soros media, are therefore very rich media. The ironical part is that these completely blemished hashtag Soros media then asks the non-Soros media ethical questions. The Soros media asks the non-Soros media, non-Soros media tell us who owns the news. Well, I tell them, Uncle Soros owns you. These unethical members of the Soros media have been completely lying and constantly lying and saying, oh, you got to pay to keep the news free. We are so poor, we have no money, the mainstream media has money, we are broke, help us, please give us 100 rupees. Why 100 rupees? Should even 1 rupee be given by you?
Manish Sisodia is now reached. We are getting the live picture. Sir, what do you have to say? आप यहाँ पहुँचे हैं सर, आप you are facing serious allegations sir. Serious allegations आप रेज कर रहे हैं मनीष सिसोदिया जी. सर नीचे कर दो. कहना चाहेंगे सर आप शीशा नीचे कर दो. See the picture of Manish Sisodia is now reaching here at CBI headquarters. देखिए जम्मू में जो है आम आदमी पार्टी के कार्यकर्ता और जम्मू पुलिस के बीच झड़प जो है वो देखने को मिल सकती है। पुलिस जो है इन्हें भाजपा कार्यालय में नहीं जाने दे रही है, घेराव नहीं करने दिया जा रहा है पुलिस की तरफ से, लेकिन आम आदमी पार्टी कार्यकर्ताओं का कहना है कि इन्हें पुलिस की तरफ जाना है।
देखिए बड़े अफसोस के साथ कहना पड़ता है कि लोकतंत्र की हत्या हो रही है। उस इंसान को अंदर कर दिया गया जो इंसान गरीब मजदूर किसान के बच्चों को शिक्षा देता था, आज उसी शिक्षा मंत्री को अंदर कर दिया गया। बड़े देश की राजनीति में काले अक्षरों के साथ यह दिन लिखा जाएगा, यह दिन काले अक्षरों के साथ लिखा जाएगा। बड़े अफसोस के साथ कहना पड़ता है हमें बीजेपी का घेराव नहीं। सीबीआई ने एफआईआर तक रजिस्टर की।
देखिए सिसोदिया जी एक ईमानदार पूरा देश जानता है कि बहुत ही ईमानदार नेता है, वो ऐसा काम नहीं करेंगे। उन्होंने देश की बच्चों का भविष्य बदलने का सोचा है, वो देश के लिए काम कर रहे हैं। तानाशाही करके सीबीआई का प्रयोग करके बीजेपी जो करने जा रही है, ये डेमोक्रेटिक कंट्री है, ये निंदनीय है, बहुत गलत है, ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए। जल्द से जल्द सिसोदिया जी को रिहा किया जाना चाहिए।
पुलिस ने आपके तो रोका गया है, इसकी तरफ से
ये सरासर गलत है। किस तरीके से पुलिस को आगे करकर सच्चाई को दबा रहे हैं, लोकतंत्र का हत्या हो गई है। लेकिन आज आम आदमी पार्टी का हर कार्यकर्ता निसंदेह पे खड़ा है। लोकतंत्र की
जब तक मैसिव स्कफल बिटवीन द पुलिस आप कार्यकर्ता आपसे जानना चाहूंगा, लगातार देश विरोध
हमारी मांग है कि मनीष सिसोदिया को रिहा किया जाए। मनीष सिसोदिया को जल्द से जल्द रिहा किया जाना चाहिए।
झूठे केस में भारतीय जनता पार्टी जो है सीबीआई की तरफ से एफआईआर भी रजिस्टर किया गया, फिर भी आप लोग विरोध प्रदर्शन।
देखिए बीजेपी जिस तरह से झूठे केस आम आदमी पार्टी के नेताओं पे बार बार बनाती जा रही है, जिस तरह पहले इन्होंने हमारे हेल्थ मिनिस्टर को सतेंद्र जैन को बिना किसी जुर्म के जेल में रखा हुआ है, आज इन्होंने दो ही व्यवस्थाएं जो हिंदुस्तान को सुधार सकती है वो है एजुकेशन और हेल्थ। इन्होंने हेल्थ का मिनिस्टर भी अंदर करके रखा है, उसको काम नहीं करने देना चाहती भारतीय जनता पार्टी। और कल इन्होंने जो किया है वो बहुत निंदनीय है। मनीष सिसोदिया जी देश के लिए काम कर रहे हैं, एजुकेशन को किस तर्ज पर ले गए हैं ये देश जानता है।
तो लगातार जो है विरोध प्रदर्शन यहाँ पे जारी है। आम आदमी पार्टी कार्यकर्ता जो हैं वो भाजपा दफ्तर का घेराव करने के प्रयास कर रहे थे, लेकिन जम्मू कश्मीर पुलिस की तरफ से इन कार्यकर्ताओं को जो है यहीं पर रोक दिया गया है। इस तरफ मैं सरजीवन से कहूंगा कि अगर दिखा पाए तो बैरिकेडिंग जो है वो कर दी गई है, यानी कि किसी को भी यहाँ से आगे जाने की इजाजत जो है वो नहीं दी जा रही। आप कार्यकर्ता जिनकी तरफ से आगे जाने का प्रयास जो है वो किया गया है, पुलिस की तरफ से बैरिकेड्स लगाकर उन्हें यहाँ पर रोका गया है और किसी को भी यहाँ से आगे जाने की इजाजत जो है वो नहीं दी जा रही, ताकि किसी भी तरह की कानून व्यवस्था जो है वो यहाँ पर खराब ना हो, ये पुलिस का कहना है। जी
All right, and as we continue to get you those pictures of the very dramatic scenes that are unfolding in Jammu, where remember the Aam Aadmi Party is upping the ante in every which way possible against the BJP. As I stand outside the BJP headquarters, where remember there's heavy barricading all across, and there is absolutely no way that the very intentions of the Aam Aadmi Party to actually stage a massive showdown here is possible. However, let's cut across to these pictures coming in from Chandigarh, where my colleague Amandeep is. Because Amandeep, every which place possible, Aam Aadmi Party is ensuring that they keep the heat going. And Arvind Kejriwal also saying that it is not the CBI actually intending to arrest Manish Sisodia. There was a lot of pressure. So the Aam Aadmi Party really pushing this narrative very strongly, saying that the BJP is intending to paralyze governance on the part of the Aam Aadmi Party. And this is why they are going to fight this through and through. What's happening in Chandigarh?
Well, absolutely. This is the narrative that Aam Aadmi Party is trying to press, and in fact, I can show you the visuals. ये सारे लोग जो आम आदमी पार्टी के यहाँ इकट्ठे हुए हैं, सभी पंजाब से आए हुए हैं, पंजाब के अलग अलग जगह से आए हुए हैं। और मिनिस्टर, क्योंकि आम आदमी पार्टी के पास 92 MLAs हैं यहाँ पे पंजाब में, जिसकी वजह से यहाँ पे एक बिग शो होने वाला है। इन्होंने डिसाइड किया है, कल शाम को एक मैसेज ट्रैवल करवाया गया था हर जगह पे, पंजाब के हर शहर में, हर कंस्टिट्यूएंसी में, कि ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा लोगों के साथ यहाँ पे पहुँचा है, ना कि सिर्फ MLA यानी कि हल्का इंचार्ज और बाकी भी जो लोकल लेवल के लीडर्स हैं उन तक भी ये मैसेज पहुंचाया गया कि ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा स्ट्रेंथ में यहाँ पे पहुंचे, क्योंकि दिल्ली के बाद पंजाब एक ऐसा राज्य है जहाँ पे आम आदमी पार्टी की सरकार है। आप तस्वीरों में देख सकते हैं ये प्रोटेस्ट जो हो रहा है वो कुछ ही मीटर की दूरी पे हो रहा है पंजाब बीजेपी हेडक्वार्टर से, और यहाँ से पुलिस हैवी डिप्लॉयमेंट है, क्योंकि पुलिस को भी ये इनपुट है कि यहाँ पे जो लोग, जैसे स्ट्रेंथ बढ़ेगी तो पुलिस की भारी तैनाती भी की गई है, क्योंकि इन लोगों का ये कहना है कि पहले एक बार यहाँ पे गैदर होंगे, उसके बाद ये बीजेपी ऑफिस की तरफ मार्च करेंगे। लेकिन बैरिकेड्स भी हैं, वाटर कैनन्स भी हैं, टीयर गैस शेल्स भी हैं। ये तस्वीरें आप देख सकते हैं, प्ले कार्ड्स भी पहुंच चुके हैं। शिक्षा मंत्री तुझे सलाम, शिक्षा मंत्री तुझे सलाम, मनीष सिसोदिया की फोटो के साथ। ये नैरेटिव सारे देश में ट्रैवल करवाने की कोशिश की जा रही है, क्योंकि जहां जहां आम आदमी पार्टी की स्ट्रेंथ है, जहां जहां आम आदमी पार्टी एस्टैब्लिश होना चाहती है, वहां वहां ये प्रोटेस्ट जो है वो पूरे फोर्स में करवाया जा रहा है, क्योंकि पंजाब में इनकी सरकार है और पूरी मेजॉरिटी के साथ, और 117 में से 92 MLAs के साथ। इसी वजह से पंजाब का ये प्रोटेस्ट बहुत बड़ा होने वाला है, और आज ये पंजाब के अलग अलग जगह से यहाँ पे मिनिस्टर्स और MLA पहुँचने वाले हैं, और पहुँच के यहाँ पे अपना प्रदर्शन रजिस्टर करवाएंगे, और उसके बाद जो है बीजेपी के ऑफिस की तरफ भी बढ़ेंगे। लेकिन चंडीगढ़ पुलिस ने इनको एक पॉइंट दिया है कि लॉ एंड ऑर्डर सिचुएशन ना खराब हो, एक पॉइंट पे ये लोग बैठे रहें और वहां से जो है अपना प्रोटेस्ट जो है।
Amandeep, I'm sorry I'm having to interrupt you here, Amandeep. Right, Amandeep, I'm sorry I'm having to interrupt you here, but let's quickly cut across to Shavan, as he has details of the investigation that is being carried out by the CBI and what the CBI has found so far on the basis of the very fact why the arrest has been carried out. Over to you, Shavan.
Well, in fact, let's start with the big breaking news now, coming in. More details emerging of the investigation that's been carried out so far by the Central Bureau of Investigation. Finally, what led to Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia's arrest. Now, one of the big aspects to it was of the missing files. Remember, there were searches that were carried out at the office premises of Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia. There were computers that were basically seized. The reason being was to look at certain digital evidence. It turns out that certain files were already deleted, and thereafter the agency sought the help of the forensic department. It turns out that the files were essentially retrieved. Now, what's even more shocking here is that the draft excise policy was actually not found in the system of the excise department, but externally. And in fact, the draft excise policy was first sent through WhatsApp. In fact, if you juxtapose this with the findings of the enforcement directorate, remember there have been enough digital evidence to the effect that the draft excise policy was actually shared on WhatsApp with those other accused in this particular case, which shows that this draft excise policy was decided in consultation with the other accused in this case, people like Samir Mahindru, Vijay Nair and the other liquor company owners who were effectively the ones who finally benefited of it. The profit margin aspect has already been broken by Republic TV, but the big breaking news now coming in that there were certain files that were deleted, finally being retrieved by the Central Bureau of Investigation. We can now confirm that some of these details emerged from the questioning of the bureaucrat who was called to the Chief Minister's residence, Arvind Kejriwal's residence, and Deputy Chief Minister had handed over a document to him. But four big breaking news that are now coming in, Suesha. Let me just quickly take our viewers through one by one all the breakings that we have with regards to the full details. Now, first is with regards to the digital evidence that was seized during the searches that were carried out on 19th of August from the Excise Department. Now, they've been able to trace one of the excise policy draft documents to a different system that wasn't part of the Excise Department network. Now, important to point out here is that it would have been within a closed group where the draft excise policy would have essentially been discussed or even stored. It turns out it was basically stored in a different computer altogether, a computer which does not belong to the Excise Department to begin with. And secondly, the source of that draft excise policy was found externally, and it first came through WhatsApp. Now, it was during the questioning of an Excise Department official that the agency got the lead to Sisodia's office computer. They carried out the searches. The agency seized the said computer from Sisodia's office on 14th of January. Most of the files were deleted. The agency then retrieved the records with the help of its forensic team. The forensic examination thereafter revealed that the file originated externally and it was initially received through WhatsApp. And then, of course, we also have more details with regards to the 1996 batch officer who was the secretary to Sisodia, who was called in for questioning, and thereafter his statement was recorded before a magistrate. A 164 statement was recorded. Slipping into a short break. On the other side, we continue getting you more details of the investigation.
खालिस्तानी सरकार है पंजाब में, क्या खालिस्तानी सरकार है भगवान? Mr. One, will you answer the question of Republic TV? पुलिस वालों को पीटा।
स्टैंडिंग कमेटी के चुनाव की काउंटिंग पीसफुली हुई, लेकिन जैसे ही भारतीय जनता पार्टी को लगा कि वो स्टैंडिंग कमेटी का चुनाव हार रहे हैं, उन्होंने हमारी मेयर पर बुरी तरह से हमला किया।
चौथा कैंडिडेट आम आदमी पार्टी का चुनाव हार चुका है, लेकिन आम आदमी पार्टी अरविंद केजरीवाल के कहने के ऊपर यहाँ गुंडागर्दी कर रही है।
खालिस्तानी सरकार है पंजाब में, क्या खालिस्तानी सरकार है भगवान? मिस्टर वन, विल यू आंसर द क्वेश्चन ऑफ रिपब्लिक टीवी? पुलिस वालों को पीटा।
I don't pay taxes to see these uncouth politicians send this image of Indian democracy. I don't pay taxes so they can have 45 non-stop minutes of a bloody battle. I don't pay taxes so they can kick, punch, attack, throw, and they can pin each other down and tear each other's hair. No, I don't pay taxes to hear them abuse and use the most ugly and dirty abuse at each other as they turn an elected house to a battle pitch. I don't pay taxes and you don't pay taxes so they can tear each other's clothes. I don't pay taxes to see this happen. If even tonight, after what I just showed you and what I am about to show you, if after tonight you remain quiet, then you and me and all of us will deserve this maniacal expression of democracy. We need to tell the Neta how disgusted we are, and that in the name of no movement, no right or left wing so-called ideology can you justify this. Republic will only and only be on the side of the people, and we will be against the Netas when that happens. So the Netas are on notice, and the Netas have a choice: sack, apologize, or face the legitimate anger of the people of India.
Sisodia is now reached. We are getting the live picture. Sir, what do you have to say? आप यहाँ पहुँचे हैं सर. आप you are facing serious allegations sir. Serious allegations आप raise कर रहे हैं मनीष सिसोदिया जी. सर नीचे कर दो. कहना चाहेंगे सर आप. शीशा नीचे कर दो मनीष. See the picture of Manish now reaching here at CBI headquarters.
He told you he's a threat to internal security.
Why to brandish weapon? Why it's the need of weapon when you are claiming that it's a peaceful procession which you...
Thank you for staying with Republic, and Republic is getting you the news from all the vantage points across the country and in the national capital, where, remember, the focus at 12:43 p.m. is on how the Aam Aadmi Party is staging protests across the country, and especially in either those states where the Aam Aadmi Party is in power, or these are non-BJP states, and they are upping the ante, because at close to 2 p.m. is when Manish Sisodia will be produced in the Rouse Avenue court. We are getting you scenes from Jammu, Chandigarh, Bhopal and Hyderabad, from where all my colleagues join us to give us a sense of how exactly the Aam Aadmi Party workers and supporters are pushing the envelope and pushing the very narrative that this particular arrest of Manish Sisodia is nothing but political vendetta. Amandeep, if I can come to you in Chandigarh, because this is a BJP ruled state, and obviously they are leaving no stone unturned to push the very point that they have been continuing to make against the BJP.
Absolutely, Swesha. They are trying their full force to press in Punjab just because they have their government, they have their chief minister, they have the 92 MLAs in Punjab. So that's the reason they are trying to show maximum number of strength here outside Punjab BJP headquarters. We will try to speak to some of them just because they are coming with the placards of Manish Sisodia. Sir, कहाँ से आए हैं आप?
मैं चंडीगढ़ MC दा LOP लीडर ऑफ ऑपोजिशन दमनप्रीत सिंह। आज लोकतंत्र की हत्या जो बीजेपी द्वारा करी जा रही है, शिक्षा मंत्री का जो रोल मॉडल लोगों को पसंद आ रहा है, पहले दिल्ली में पसंद आया, फिर पंजाब में पसंद आया, और जैसे जैसे ये शिक्षा का मॉडल आगे बढ़ता जा रहा है, बीजेपी को एक अरविंद केजरीवाल का खौफ, जो आम आदमी पार्टी का खौफ भारतीय जनता पार्टी को है, उसके डर से चलते हुए बिना किसी एविडेंस के, बिना किसी प्रूफ के, कल हमारे बहुत ही ईमानदार नेता श्री मनीष सिसोदिया जी को इन्होंने गिरफ्तार कर लिया है, और जिनके लिए इनके पास कोई सबूत नहीं है।
लेकिन बीजेपी कह रही है इसको एक पॉलिटिकल नैरेटिव देने की कोशिश की जा रही है, ये कोई पॉलिटिकल अरेस्ट नहीं है।
देखो, जब भी किसी बंदे को अरेस्ट किया जाता है उसके खिलाफ कोई सबूत होते हैं। बार बार इनके घर पे सीबीआई ने छापे मारे हैं। पूरे पिछले समय से आप देखिए कि कितने पुलिस वालों ने, सीबीआई ने, ईडी ने इनके घर पे छापे मारे हैं। क्या आज तक कुछ मिला है? नहीं मिला। बट इनकी जो शिक्षा नीति है, जो लोगों के लिए इन्होंने शिक्षा का रोल मॉडल बनाया है, उससे बीजेपी डरती है। मैं ये पूछना चाहता हूँ, आज अडानी ने देश के साथ इतना बड़ा गड़बड़ घोटाला कर दिया, अडानी ग्रुप ने, आज उसके ऊपर ना सीबीआई, ना ईडीआई, ना भारतीय जनता पार्टी कोई टिप्पणी करती है। एक ईमानदार नेता जो मनीष सिसोदिया शिक्षा मंत्री हैं, उनके ऊपर ऐसी गिरफ्तारी जो बिल्कुल हमें वाजिब नहीं लग रही, और जिसके लिए आज हम चंडीगढ़ में बीजेपी का कार्यालय घेरने के लिए पहुंचे हैं।
Swesha, you can see every single Aam Aadmi Party leader or worker towing the similar lines the way they yesterday hold the press conference, and they talk about the BJP, they talk about the education, they talk about the Kejriwal, they talk about the Adani group. The same words are being repeated. It seems to be like that Aam Aadmi Party has given the training to these protesters and their workers and their leaders that what to speak when the protest. So here you can see the visuals all around me. I am completely surrounded by these protesters. protesters. If my camera person can pan the camera and in fact show you the visuals here in Chandigarh outside Punjab BJP office. Everywhere the workers and the leaders of Aam Aadmi Party, just because Punjab is having 92 MLAs and they are trying to show maximum strength here, and they are trying to show that the Punjab is all against this arrest, and in fact that is the reason from different parts of the Punjab the workers and the leaders are coming here and they are traveling and still they are gathering. And even you can see, if my camera person can give you the sense through visuals, that the road is entirely occupied with the workers and the leaders. And if I can take you in the mid of the protest as well, that it is not only just one location. It is not only just one. कहाँ से आए हैं आप? कहाँ से आए हैं? लुधियाना से यहाँ प्रोटेस्ट करने के लिए आए हैं। अब आपको इन्फॉर्मेशन मिली थी कि प्रोटेस्ट होगा?
सर कल रात को पता लगा।
So here you can see they are from Ludhiana, and in fact I can take you to the other locations as well. My camera person, if can come, can.
Sisodia is now reached. We are getting the live picture. Sir, what do you have to say? आप यहाँ पहुँचे हैं सर, आप you are facing serious allegations sir. Serious allegations आप raise कर रहे हैं मनीष सिसोदिया जी। सर नीचे कर दो। कहना चाहेंगे सर आप? शीशा नीचे कर दो मनीष। See the picture of Manish Sisodia is now reaching here at CBI headquarters.
Top sources now confirming to Republic TV that Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia has been placed under arrest. Accused number 1 in the liquor scam has been arrested.
We're breaking the story first, way ahead of any other channel. In fact, all other channels haven't even figured out what's been going on. Manish Sisodia has been arrested.
खालिस्तानी सरकार है पंजाब में, क्या खालिस्तानी सरकार है भगवान? मिस्टर वन, विल यू आंसर द क्वेश्चन ऑफ रिपब्लिक टीवी? पुलिस वालों को पीछे।
Manish Sisodia is now reached. We are getting the live picture. Sir, what do you have to say? आप यहाँ पहुँचे हैं सर, आप you are facing serious allegations sir. Serious allegations आप raise कर रहे हैं मनीष सिसोदिया जी। सर नीचे कर दो। कहना चाहेंगे सर आप? शीशा नीचे कर दो मनीष। See the picture of Manish Sisodia is now reaching here at CBI headquarters.
I don't pay taxes to see these uncouth politicians send this image of Indian democracy. I don't pay taxes so they can have 45 non-stop minutes of a bloody battle. I don't pay taxes so they can kick, punch, attack, throw, and they can pin each other down and tear each other's hair. No, I don't pay taxes to hear them abuse and use the most ugly and dirty abuse at each other as they turn an elected house to a battle pitch. I don't pay taxes and you don't pay taxes so they can tear each other's clothes. I don't pay taxes to see this happen. If even tonight, after what I just showed you and what I am about to show you, if after tonight you remain quiet, then you and me and all of us will deserve this maniacal expression of democracy. We need to tell the Neta how disgusted we are, and that in the name of no movement, no right or left wing so-called ideology can you justify this. Republic will only and only be on the side of the people, and we will be against the Netas when that happens. So the Netas are on notice and the Netas have a choice. Sack, apologize, or face the legitimate anger of the people of India. Soros, the allegedly evil Soros, has given a lot of money to a lot of people in the Indian news and especially the Indian digital news ecosystem. These people, who we will henceforth refer to as the hashtag
जल के प्रोजेक्ट में काम शुरू हो रहा है। विकास के ऐसे हर प्रोजेक्ट के लिए मैं शिवमोगा के और आसपास के सभी जिलों का, वहां के सभी नागरिकों को बहुत बहुत बधाई देता हूं। साथियों, आज का दिन एक और वजह से बहुत विशेष है। आज कर्नाटका के लोकप्रिय जननेता बीएस येदियुरप्पा जी का जन्मदिन है। मैं उनकी लंबी आयु की कामना करता हूं। उन्होंने अपना जीवन गरीबों के कल्याण के लिए, किसानों के कल्याण के लिए समर्पित किया है। येदियुरप्पा जी ने अभी पिछले हफ्ते कर्नाटका असेंबली में जो भाषण दिया है, वो सार्वजनिक जीवन जीने वाले प्रत्येक व्यक्ति के लिए प्रेरणा है। सफलता की इस ऊंचाई पर पहुंचकर भी किस तरह व्यवहार में विनम्रता बनी रहनी चाहिए, ये हम जैसे हर किसी को, हमारी आने वाली पीढ़ियों के लिए भी येदियुरप्पा जी का ये भाषण, उनका जीवन हमेशा हमेशा प्रेरणा देने वाला है। साथियों, मेरी आप सबसे एक विनती है, आप करेंगे? अगर आपके पास मोबाइल फोन है तो मोबाइल फोन निकाल करके उसकी फ्लैश लाइट शुरू करिए और येदियुरप्पा जी का सम्मान कीजिए। येदियुरप्पा जी के सम्मान में सब लोग, हरेक के मोबाइल पर फ्लैश लाइट चलना चाहिए, येदियुरप्पा जी के सम्मान में चलना चाहिए। 50-60 साल का सार्वजनिक जीवन, अपनी पूरी जवानी एक विचार के लिए खपा दी है। हर कोई अपने मोबाइल फोन का फ्लैश लाइट चालू करके आदरणीय येदियुरप्पा जी का सम्मान करे। शाबाश, शाबाश। भारत माता की। जब मैं भाजपा सरकार के दौरान कर्नाटका की विकास यात्रा को देखता हूं तो पाता हूं कर्नाटका ಅಭಿವೃದ್ಧಿಯ ರಥದ ಮೇಲೆ ಈ ರಥವು ಪ್ರಗತಿಯ ಪಥದ ಮೇಲೆ बीते कुछ वर्षों में कर्नाटका का विकास अभिवृद्धि के रथ पर चल चुका है। ये अभिवृद्धि रथ प्रगति पथ पर दौड़ रहा है। ये प्रगति पथ रेलवे, रोडवेज, एयरवेज और हाईवेज यानी डिजिटल कनेक्टिविटी का है। साथियों, हम सब जानते हैं कि कोई गाड़ी हो या सरकार, डबल इंजन लगता है ना तो उसकी स्पीड कई गुना बढ़ जाती है। कर्नाटका का अभिवृद्धि रथा ऐसे ही डबल इंजन पर चल रहा है, बल्कि तेजी से दौड़ रहा है। भाजपा की डबल इंजन सरकार एक और बड़ा बदलाव लेकर आई है। पहले जब कर्नाटका के विकास की चर्चा होती थी तो ये बड़े शहरों के आसपास वहीं तक सीमित रहती थी, लेकिन डबल इंजन सरकार इस विकास को कर्नाटका के गांवों तक, टीयर 2 सिटी तक, टीयर 3 सिटी तक पहुंचाने का लगातार प्रयास कर रहे हैं। शिवमोगा का विकास इसी सोच का परिणाम है। भाइयों और बहनों, शिवमोगा का ये एयरपोर्ट ऐसे समय में शुरू हो रहा है जब भारत में हवाई यात्रा को लेकर बहुत उत्साह है। आपने हाल में ही देखा होगा कि एयर इंडिया ने दुनिया का सबसे बड़ा विमान खरीदने का सौदा किया है। 2014 से पहले जब भी एयर इंडिया की चर्चा होती थी तो अक्सर नकारात्मक खबरों के लिए ही होती थी। कांग्रेस के राज में एयर इंडिया की पहचान घोटालों के लिए होती थी, घाटे वाले बिजनेस मॉडल के रूप में होती थी। आज एयर इंडिया भारत के नए सामर्थ्य के रूप में विश्व में आगे नई ऊंचाई, नई उड़ान भर रहा है। आज भारत के एविएशन मार्केट का डंका पूरी दुनिया में बज रहा है। आने वाले समय में हजारों विमानों की जरूरत भारत में पड़ने वाली है। इन विमानों में काम करने के लिए हजारों युवाओं की जरूरत होगी। अभी हम भले ही ये विमान विदेशों से मंगा रहे हैं, लेकिन वो दिन दूर नहीं जब भारत के नागरिक मेड इन इंडिया पैसेंजर वाले प्लेन में प्रवास करेंगे। एविएशन सेक्टर में रोजगार के लिए अनेक संभावनाएं खुलने वाली है। साथियों, आज भारत में हवाई यात्रा का जो विस्तार हुआ है उसके पीछे भाजपा सरकार की नीतियां और निर्णय है। 2014 से पहले देश में सिर्फ बड़े शहरों में ही एयरपोर्ट पर फोकस था। छोटे शहर भी हवाई कनेक्टिविटी से जुड़े एक कांग्रेस की सोच ही नहीं थी। हमने इस स्थिति को बदलने का निर्णय लिया। साल 2014 में देश में 74 एयरपोर्ट थे, 74, यानी आजादी के 7 दशक बाद भी देश में 74 एयरपोर्ट ही थे, जबकि भाजपा सरकार अपने 9 साल में 74 नए एयरपोर्ट बनवा चुकी है। देश के अनेक छोटे शहरों के भी पास जब उनके अपने आधुनिक एयरपोर्ट है, आप कल्पना कर सकते हैं कि भाजपा सरकार के काम करने की रफ्तार क्या है। गरीबों के लिए काम करने वाली भाजपा सरकार ने एक और बड़ा काम किया। हमने तय किया कि हवाई चप्पल पहनने वाला भी हवाई यात्रा कर पाए। इसलिए हमने बहुत ही कम कीमत पर हवाई टिकट देने वाली उड़ान योजना शुरू की। आज जब मैं देखता हूं कि मेरे कितने ही गरीब भाई बहन पहली बार हवाई जहाज में चढ़ रहे हैं और उससे मुझे बहुत संतोष होता है। शिवमोगा का एयरपोर्ट भी अब इसका गवाह बनेगा। साथियों, नेचर, कल्चर और एग्रीकल्चर की धरती शिवमोगा के लिए ये नया एयरपोर्ट विकास के नए द्वार खोलने जा रहा है। शिवमोगा वेस्टर्न घाट के लिए मशहूर मलेनाडु का गेटवे है। जब नेचर की बात होती है तो यहां की हरियाली, यहां के वाइल्ड लाइफ सेंचुरीज, नदियां और पहाड़ अद्भुत है। आपके पास मशहूर जोग जलपाता भी है। यहां प्रसिद्ध एलिफेंट कैप है। सीमा धाम जैसी लायन सफारी है। आगुम्बे पर्वत के सूर्यास्त का आनंद कौन नहीं लेना चाहेगा। यहां तो कहावत है, गंगा स्नाना तुंगा पाना। जिसने गंगा स्नान नहीं किया और तुंगा नदी का पानी नहीं पिया, उसके जीवन में कुछ न कुछ अधूरा है। साथियों, जब हम कल्चर की बात करते हैं तो शिवमोगा के मीठे जल ने राष्ट्र कवि कुवेंपु के शब्दों में मिठास घोली है। दुनिया का इकलौता संस्कृत गांव मत्तुरु इसी जिले में है और वो तो यहां से दूर भी नहीं है। देवी सिंहगुदुरु चौड़ेश्वरी, श्री कोटे आंजनेय, श्री श्रीधर स्वामी जी का आश्रम, आस्था और आध्यात्म से जुड़े ऐसे अनेक स्थान भी हमारे शिवमोगा में है। शिवमोगा का इसरू गांव, जहां अंग्रेजों के विरुद्ध एसुरु बिट्टुरु ईसुरु बिड़ेवो इसका नारा गूंजा, ये हम सभी के लिए प्रेरणा स्थली है। भाई और बहनों, नेचर और कल्चर के साथ साथ शिवमोगा के एग्रीकल्चर की भी विविधता है। ये रीजन देश के सबसे उपजाऊ क्षेत्रों में से एक है। यहां जिस प्रकार फसलों की वैरायटी पाई जाती है, वो इस क्षेत्र को एग्रीकल्चर हब के रूप में स्थापित करता है। चाय, सुपारी, मसालों से लेकर भांति भांति के फल सब्जी हमारे शिवमोगा विस्तार में होते हैं। शिवमोगा के नेचर, कल्चर और एग्रीकल्चर को बढ़ावा देने के लिए एक बहुत बड़ी जरूरत यहां थी। ये जरूरत कनेक्टिविटी की है, अच्छी कनेक्टिविटी की है। डबल इंजन सरकार इस जरूरत को पूरा कर रही है। एयरपोर्ट के बनने से स्थानीय लोगों को सुविधा तो मिलेगी, देश विदेश के टूरिस्ट के लिए यहां आना आसान होगा। जब टूरिस्ट आते हैं तो वो अपने साथ डॉलर और पाउंड लेके आते हैं और एक प्रकार से रोजगार के अवसर भी उसमें ही होते हैं। जब रेल कनेक्टिविटी बेहतर होती है तो सुविधा और टूरिज्म के साथ साथ किसानों को भी नए बाजार मिलते हैं। किसान अपनी फसल कम कीमत में देश भर के मार्केट तक पहुंचाते हैं। साथियों, जब शिवमोगा, शिकारीपुरा, रानी बेंदूर नई लाइन पूरी होगी तो शिवमोगा के अलावा हावेरी और दावणगेरे जिलों का भी उनको भी लाभ होने वाला है। सबसे बड़ी बात, इस लाइन में लेवल क्रॉसिंग नहीं होगी। मतलब ये सुरक्षित रेल लाइन होगी और इस पर तेज गति की ट्रेनें चल पाएगी। कोटे गंगोर अब तक एक छोटा पड़ाव स्टेशन था। अब नया कोचिंग टर्मिनल बनने से इसका महत्व बढ़ जाएगा, इसकी कैपेसिटी बढ़ जाएगी। अब इसे 4 रेलवे लाइनों, 3 प्लेटफॉर्म और 1 रेलवे कोचिंग डिपो के साथ तैयार किया जा रहा है। इससे यहां से देश के दूसरे हिस्सों के लिए नई ट्रेनें चल पाएंगी। हवाई और रेल ट्रांसपोर्ट के साथ साथ अब रोड भी अच्छी होती है, तब युवाओं का बहुत लाभ होता है। शिवमोगा तो एजुकेशनल हब है। अच्छी कनेक्टिविटी होने से आसपास के जिलों से युवा साथियों के लिए यहां आना आसान होगा। इससे नए बिजनेस के लिए, नए उद्योगों के लिए भी रास्ते खुलेंगे। यानी अच्छी कनेक्टिविटी से जुड़ा इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर इस पूरे क्षेत्र में रोजगार के नए अवसर बनाने जा रहा है। भाइयों और बहनों, आज शिवमोगा और इस क्षेत्र की माताओं बहनों के जीवन को आसान बनाने के लिए भी एक बड़ा अभियान चल रहा है। ये अभियान है हर घर पाइप से जल पहुंचाने का। शिवमोगा जिले में 3 लाख से अधिक परिवार है। जल जीवन मिशन शुरू होने से पहले यहां लगभग 90,000 परिवारों के घर में जल कनेक्शन था, नल से कनेक्शन मिला था। डबल इंजन सरकार अभी तक करीब 1.5 लाख नए परिवारों को पाइप से पानी की सुविधा दे चुकी है। बाकी परिवारों तक नल से जल पहुंचाने के लिए अनेक प्रोजेक्ट्स पर काम चल रहा है। बीते 3.5 वर्षों में कर्नाटका में 40 लाख ग्रामीण परिवारों तक पाइप से पानी पहुंचा गया है। साथियों, बीजेपी की सरकार गांव, गरीब और किसान की सरकार है। बीजेपी की सरकार गरीबों के कल्याण के लिए काम करने वाली सरकार है। बीजेपी की सरकार माताओं बहनों का स्वाभिमान, माताओं बहनों के लिए अवसर, माताओं बहनों के सशक्तिकरण, इस रास्ते पर चल रही है। इसलिए हमने बहनों से जुड़ी हर परेशानी को दूर करने का प्रयास किया है। टॉयलेट हो, रसोई घर में, किचन में गैस हो या नल से जल हो, इनका अभाव हमारी बहनों बेटियों को ही सबसे अधिक परेशान करता था। आज इसको हम दूर कर रहे हैं। जल जीवन मिशन से डबल इंजन सरकार हर घर तक जल पहुंचाने के लिए ईमानदारी से प्रयास कर रही है। साथियों, कर्नाटका के लोग भली भांति जानते हैं कि भारत का ये अमृत काल विकसित भारत बनाने का काल है। आजादी के इतिहास में पहली बार ऐसा अवसर आया है। पहली बार पूरी दुनिया में भारत की इतनी गूंज सुनाई दे रही है। दुनिया भर के निवेशक भारत आना चाहते हैं और जब निवेश आता है तो उसका बहुत लाभ कर्नाटका को भी होता है, यहां के युवाओं को भी होता है। इसलिए कर्नाटका डबल इंजन सरकार को बार बार अवसर देने का मत बना चुका है। मैं आपको आश्वस्त करता हूं कि कर्नाटका के विकास का यह अभियान अब और तेज होने वाला है। हमें मिलकर आगे बढ़ना है, मिलकर चलना है। हमें एक साथ चल करके हमारे कर्नाटका के लोगों के, हमारे शिवमोगा के लोगों के सपनों को पूरा करना है। एक बार फिर आप सभी को विकास के इन प्रोजेक्ट्स के लिए मैं बहुत बहुत बधाई देता हूं, बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं देता हूं। मेरे साथ बोले भारत माता की, भारत माता की, भारत माता की। धन्यवाद।
ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಶಿವಮೊಗ್ಗ ಈ ಪ್ರದೇಶ ಈ ಪುಣ್ಯ ಭೂಮಿ ಕುರಿತು ಶ್ಲಾಘನೆಯ ನುಡಿಗಳನ್ನು ಹಂಚಿಕೊಂಡು ಶುಭ ಕಾಮನೆಗಳನ್ನು ವ್ಯಕ್ತಪಡಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಆದರಣೀಯ ಪ್ರಧಾನಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳು ಶ್ರೀ ನರೇಂದ್ರ ಮೋದಿಜಿ ಅವರು. ಅವರಿಗೆ ಹೃತ್ಪೂರ್ವಕ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳನ್ನು ಮತ್ತೊಮ್ಮೆ ಚಪ್ಪಾಳೆ ಮುಖೇನ ಸಲ್ಲಿಸೋಣ ಬಂಧುಗಳೇ.
Shri Narendra Modi ji has called upon the entire fraternity that the double engine government will go a long way towards.
So, Prime Minister's address there in Shivamoga. Remember, just a short while ago, the Prime Minister also inaugurated the Shivamoga Airport in Karnataka, which is built on 663 acres of land with an investment of more than 400 crore rupees. All right, a quick look at what's making headlines from across the globe. 4 US intel agencies believe COVID occurred through natural transmission leaked from the China lab. Meanwhile, the CIA questions China's ability to invade Taiwan as CIA harbors doubts on about whether they could accomplish the invasion. US scraps once popular cartoon Dilbert from papers after Scott Adams calls black people hate group on his YouTube show. A migrant boat smashed into rocky reefs and broke apart at the Italian coast. Rescuers recovered nearly 60 bodies. Iran's Deputy Education Minister confirms that serial poisoning of girl students in the city of Qom and other cities has been intentional. Meanwhile, 4 killed and 10 others wounded on Sunday in an IED blast that rocked Pakistan's Balochistan province.
We are reporting from Pulwama of South Kashmir, which witnessed the killing of Sanjay Sharma yesterday, and today the political leaders are making beeline at his residence. Miss Mufti of PDP also visited the residence, and Miss Mufti had also asked the government to provide the job to the Sanjay Sharma's widow and also a financial help to the family as she is survived by 3 kids. Meanwhile, we are also seeing the J&K BJP chief Ravinder Rana, who's making all tall claims that the culprits will be dealt with strict punishment. This is Pulwama's Achan village where the killing was reported yesterday. My VJ Firdos is giving you the live visuals of the family and also the President, J&K President of BJP, J&K Chief of BJP, Ravinder Rana, who had come all the way from Jammu to express the condolence with the family. Although we are seeing the multiple CASOs being launched by the J&K police along with the army as far as this yesterday's killing is concerned to nab the culprits. Meanwhile, we are also seeing Miss Mufti targeting and training guns towards the BJP government and also the LG administration here, that when the government is making all tall claims that the terrorism is almost at the last leg or terrorism is over, where from the terrorists are coming and who are killing these unarmed civilians, unarmed people. And she's also appealing to locals that they should come all out and save those who are minorities in the Kashmir Valley.
Right, so Zina, there at the residence of the Kashmiri Pandit Sanjay Sharma, who was shot dead in broad daylight in Pulwama. Zinat, we also got visuals of just a short while ago of Mehbooba Mufti, who paradropped at Sanjay Sharma's residence. If you can tell us more about what is the family demanding at this stage, and what exactly the kind of sentiment that you see not just in Pulwama but in other locations in J&K as well.
See, Samiksha, when we talk about the demand that is coming from the family is that they are demanding justice. Talking about the political leaders like Ms. Mufti, she is making training guns towards the BJP government, that when the government is claiming that the terrorism is coming to an end in Jammu and Kashmir, where from the terrorists are coming who are targeting these unarmed civilians. She is demanding the government job to the widow of Sanjay Sharma and also to provide financial help to the kids of the Sanjay Sharma. We are seeing the BJP J&K chief Ravinder Rana also here to pay condolence to the family and giving assurances that the government is looking into the killing of Sanjay Sharma. As far as the reactions that are coming from the ground here, yesterday the South Kashmir witnessed the protest, the candlelight vigil that was organized by the locals, and they were demanding justice and were also raising slogans against the Pakistan, because it's the TRF, which is the offshoot of Lashkar-e-Taiba, that has claimed the responsibility for the killing of Sanjay Sharma, who was on the way to market when he was targeted by the terrorists. He received multiple gunshot wounds. He was evacuated to the hospital, and where he later succumbed to the injuries. We are seeing ADGP Kashmir coming out with a statement. They're working on the leads, and soon the terrorists who are involved in this kind of killing will be neutralized. So overall, we see the reaction coming from that. The people of Jammu and Kashmir are definitely not happy as far as the Jammu is concerned. We witnessed the protest there, and today once again the protest demonstration were held at the BJP headquarters in Srinagar, where again the BJP workers raised slogans against the Pakistan, and they condemn this kind of killing, although the leaders of the J&K are making beeline here in Pulwama of South Kashmir. Yes, Samiksha.
Zinat, we'll keep coming back to you. So Zinat, they're reporting, in fact, she's there right outside the residence of Sanjay Sharma, where the family is mourning the loss of their loved one. We step in a very short break for now, but top stories and news breaks to continue on the other side of this break. Battle for Northeast intensifies. Nagaland and Meghalaya go to polls today. Polling in the two states underway.
Soros, the allegedly evil Soros, has given a lot of money to a lot of people in the Indian news and especially the Indian digital news ecosystem. These people, who we will henceforth refer to as the hashtag Soros media, are therefore very rich media. The ironical part is that these completely blemished hashtag Soros media then asks the non-Soros media ethical questions. The Soros media asks the non-Soros media, non-Soros media tell us who owns the news. Well, I tell them, Uncle Soros owns you. These unethical members of the Soros media have been completely lying and constantly lying and saying, oh, you got to pay to keep the news free. We are so poor, we have no money, the mainstream media has money, we are broke, help us, please give us 100 rupees. Why 100 rupees? Should even 1 rupee be given by you?
Sisodia is now reached. We are getting the live picture. Sir, what do you have to say? आप यहाँ पहुँचे हैं सर. You are facing serious allegations. Serious allegations आप raise कर रहे हैं. मनीष सिसोदिया जी. सर नीचे कर दो. कहना चाहेंगे सर आप. शीशा नीचे कर दो. मनीष. See the picture of Monish Sisodia is now reaching here at CBI headquarters.
Top sources now confirming to Republic TV that Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia has been placed under arrest. Accused number 1 in the liquor scam has been arrested.
We're breaking the story first, way ahead of any other channel. In fact, all other channels haven't even figured out what's been going on. Manish Sisodia has been arrested.
खालिस्तानी सरकार है पंजाब में, क्या खालिस्तानी सरकार है भगवान। Mr. Man, will you answer the question of Republic TV? Please follow copy.
Sisodia is now reached. We are getting the live picture. Sir, what do you have to say? आप यहाँ पहुँचे हैं सर. आप you are facing serious allegations sir. Serious allegations आप raise कर रहे हैं. Sisodia सर नीचे कर दो. कहना चाहेंगे सर आप नीचे कर दो. Right CBI headquarters.
I don't pay taxes to see these uncouth politicians send this image of Indian democracy. I don't pay taxes so they can have 45 non-stop minutes of a bloody battle. I don't pay taxes so they can kick, punch, attack, throw, and they can pin each other down and tear each other's hair. No, I don't pay taxes to hear them abuse and use the most ugly and dirty abuse at each other as they turn an elected house to a battle pitch. I don't pay taxes and you don't pay taxes so they can tear each other's clothes. I don't pay taxes to see this happen. If even tonight, after what I just showed you and what I'm about to show you, if after tonight you remain quiet, then you and me and all of us will deserve this maniacal expression of democracy. We need to tell the Neta how disgusted we are and that in the name of no movement, no right or left wing so-called ideology, can you justify this? Republic will only and only be on the side of the people and we will be against the Netas when that happens. So the Netas are on notice and the Netas have a choice. Sack, apologize or face the legitimate anger of the people of India.
He told you he's a threat to internal security.
Why to brandish weapon? Why it's the need of weapon when you are claiming that it's a peaceful procession which you will be carrying out?
No peace can be established without weapons. Why don't government, center, state and everybody, army, they just dismiss all the armies, all the weapons, dispose everything and then ask us why do we have weapons?
For 3 months, center and state didn't act. Khalistani Amritpal is on a rampage. Anarchy in Punjab, story broken on Republic.
क्या खालिस्तानी सरकार है? पंजाब में क्या खालिस्तानी सरकार है? भगवान मान. Mr. Man, will you answer the question of Republic TV? Please follow copy.
स्टैंडिंग कमेटी के चुनाव की काउंटिंग पीस.
News in brief. In a big setback for the lobby, Delhi High Court today dismissed petitions challenging Agneepath scheme. The Delhi High Court said that the court found the scheme was made in national interest and to ensure that armed forces are better equipped. Meanwhile, the Prime Minister inaugurated the Shivamogga airport today while he is on a visit to Karnataka. The Prime Minister will will also inspect the newly built airport, after which he's all set to inaugurate and lay the foundation of multiple projects in Shivamogga district.
Aam Aadmi Party is chanting against the BJP regarding the arrest of Manish Sisodia in liquor scam by the CBI. And in fact, the protest is nationwide throughout the country in the different states where AAP is alleging that it is a political arrest instead of investigation being fairly done. So this is the visual that we are getting throughout the nation, and in fact Republic is on the top of the story, but now we are slipping into a very short break. Stay tuned, just because rolling coverage will be continued on the other side. Stay tuned to Republic TV.
$11,000 placements last year. At Amity, we are committed to nurturing passionate, hardworking and proactive professionals.
Top sources now confirming to Republic TV that Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia has been placed under arrest. Accused number 1 in the liquor scam has been arrested.
We're breaking the story first, way ahead of any other channel. In fact, all other channels haven't even figured out what's been going on. My money Sisodia has been arrested.
We told you he's a threat to internal security.
Why to brandish weapon? Why it's the need of weapon when you are claiming that it's a peaceful procession which you will be carrying out?
No peace can be established without weapons. Why don't governments and the state and everybody, army, they just dismiss all the armies, all the weapons, dispose everything, and then ask us why do we have weapons?
For 3 months, center and state didn't act. Now Khalistani Amritpal is on a rampage. Anarchy in Punjab, story broken on Republic.
Top sources now confirming to Republic TV that Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia has been placed under arrest. Accused number 1 in the liquor scam has been arrested.
We're breaking the story first, way ahead of any other channel. In fact, all other channels haven't even figured out what's been going on. My money Sisodia has been arrested.
खालिस्तानी सरकार है पंजाब में, क्या खालिस्तानी सरकार है भगवान लाल? Mr. Man, will you answer the question of Republic TV? पुलिस वालों को पीटा।
स्टैंडिंग कमेटी के चुनाव की काउंटिंग पीसफुली हुई, लेकिन जैसे ही भारतीय जनता पार्टी को लगा कि वो स्टैंडिंग कमेटी का चुनाव हार रहे हैं, उन्होंने हमारी मेयर पर बुरी तरह से हमला किया।
चौथा कैंडिडेट आम आदमी पार्टी का चुनाव हार चुका है, लेकिन आम आदमी पार्टी अरविंद केजरीवाल के कहने के ऊपर यहां गुंडागर्दी कर रही है।
I don't pay taxes to see these uncouth politicians send this image of Indian democracy. I don't pay taxes so they can have 45 non-stop minutes of a bloody battle. I don't pay taxes so they can kick, punch, attack, throw, and they can pin each other down and tear each other's hair. No, I don't pay taxes to hear them abuse.
In a short while from now, Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia in all likelihood would be taken out from the Central Bureau of Investigation headquarters here in the national capital and would be produced before the Rouse Avenue Court. This after the Deputy Chief Minister was placed under arrest around 7:15 on Sunday evening. Remember, the grounds of arrest essentially being that his role as while he was heading the excise department, allegations that have been leveled against him was one of leaking the excise policy, the draft excise policy, and not just that. Sources also claim that the South Group essentially lobbied to tweak the excise policy so that only a handful few could benefit from this entire excise policy, leading to windfall profits for few companies. Over the next few hours, what we'll take you through is details of this particular case and what does this essentially mean, because there has been a massive political battle between the Bharatiya Janata Party and the Aam Aadmi Party. In fact, the latter has already started carrying out protests at multiple locations. In fact, here in the national capital too, there are protests that are going on. We'll get you the latest visuals of those very protests and our reporters getting you the live update. But let me just quickly give you a sense of what's really happening. We're barely about a couple of meters away from the CBI headquarters where Deputy Chief Minister is still being questioned is what we are being told. And the remand is now being prepared once he's produced before the court. The details of the investigation that has been carried out so far and why exactly has Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia been arrested, all that would be presented before the court. The Central Bureau of Investigation would be seeking further custody of the Deputy Chief Minister. Remember, they would have the 14-day period, but whether at all the court is going to agree to give them at a stretch 14 days or not, that is something that we'll have to wait and watch as to what really transpires in the court. We'll go across to our reporters on the ground getting you the latest details. In fact, my colleague Suesha is also reporting live from outside the BJP office where there were protests that were taking place. Suesha, over to you. Walk us through the details that you're picking up.
Oh yes, Shravan, so let me tell you it's 1:30 and despite the massive security deployment, the heavy barricading, the various checkpoints that you will witness while on your way to the BJP headquarters, let me also tell you that I see heightened movement right now. It is also because the checks are happening thoroughly. Senior teams of the police officials higher up in the ranks who are personally coming here to check the security apparatus. And while the Aam Aadmi Party had planned a massive showdown outside the BJP headquarters, which was actually slated at 12 p.m., I can tell you for a fact, Shravan, because I myself had to walk a large distance to get through here because of the very fact that the roads until a good 3 to 4 kilometers are blocked. They are barricaded. There is absolutely no way that one can actually cross through this security deployment. That is to begin with. Also, let me tell you that why we particularly see heightened movement now is because the Rouse Avenue court is barely under a kilometer from here. So you can literally walk across this entire stretch and reach the Rouse Avenue court, where again you see heavy media contingent and obviously a heightened deployment, also for the reason that Manish Sisodia will be shortly produced at the Rouse Avenue court in about half an hour from now. But like I said, Shravan, that while the Aam Aadmi Party has heightened the protests across various parts of the country, and if you actually see the pattern, it is more so in the Aam Aadmi Party led states or the non-BJP ruled states. Again, very practiced and designed in terms of the slogans, in terms of the lines that the Aam Aadmi Party workers and supporters are taking. But here, the BJP headquarters, and let me tell my camera person Vivek to quickly pan the camera. This is like a fortress as we talk, Shravan. Heavily guarded, manned at every possible point, heavy barricading, lot of police personnel. So let's walk across to that point also to show you. A lot of police personnel who are here at every checkpoint, the roads that have been blocked, routes that have been diverted for anyone who would actually take this route to get from point A to point B. All of that has been barricaded, and there is no way that one can even get close to the BJP headquarters, because like you see, there is no entry that is allowed except for the media, except for police personnel themselves, except for those vehicles that have the permission to enter the BJP headquarters. No one can possibly get to this point, which was the original plan of the Aam Aadmi Party. And let's also not forget how the Aam Aadmi Party office is very, very close from here strategically. But no way, absolutely, Shravan, that one can really get even close to the BJP headquarters today.
Well, in fact, there are also protests that are taking place in Chandigarh. We'll try and go across to my colleague Amandeep, who's getting us the latest details. Amandeep, it does turn out that Aam Aadmi Party is trying to make the most of the situation, where they've started the entire political rhetoric that this is a fake case that has been registered against Manish Sisodia. In fact, they're raking the fact that this is not the first time. Several of their legislators have been arrested in the past, but they're saying that all of this is for a good cause. What is it the Aam Aadmi Party has to say now?
Well, absolutely, Shravan, you have rightly pointed it out. And in fact, you can see, I just wanted to give you the sense through the visuals. The entire Aam Aadmi Party has been taught with the similar lines that has to be come out in the media and the public regarding the arrest of the Deputy Chief Minister of Delhi, Manish Sisodia. If we talk about any leader, any worker, they are continuously pressing that this is a political arrest. The one who has worked a lot on the schools of Delhi, he has been arrested instead of getting him utilized to improve the schools. These are the lines that we are repeatedly listening from entire Aam Aadmi Party. And here you can see that Aam Aadmi Party in Punjab, they are trying to show maximum strength just because they have their own government in Punjab with 92 MLAs, and certain ministers and the MLAs are here along with their supporters. Even yesterday evening, Shravan, the message has been spread along all the Aam Aadmi Party leaders, MLAs, ministers, and in fact the local leaders and the constituency heads as well to bring maximum number of supporters to Chandigarh to lodge the protest to show the maximum strength. Just because after Delhi, Aam Aadmi Party has Punjab is the only state where, full-fledged state in fact, where Aam Aadmi Party is ruling. So that is the reason. You can see the visuals as well, Shavan. The people came here in Chandigarh from the different parts of the Punjab with the similar lines, and in fact they have been touted, they have been speaking on the same line that this is a political arrest, and in fact Manish...
Well, the protest also not just in Chandigarh but here in the national capital outside the Aam Aadmi Party office. We'll try and go across to our reporters on the ground getting you the latest details, but just a quick summation of what we know so far. From the time Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia has been arrested, the Aam Aadmi Party has hit the street, saying that once again this is a fake case that has been registered against the leader, saying that there is absolutely no evidence that the agency has against Manish Sisodia. But is that the case? That the Central Bureau of Investigation, by way of sources, have refuted the claims that have been made by the Aam Aadmi Party, saying that they have enough evidence for putting Manish Sisodia behind bars, that essentially being that you already have a 164 statement recorded of a bureaucrat who has implicated the Deputy Chief Minister. In fact, they've also come across evidence indicating that the South Group has basically lobbied for tinkering the excise policy. The fact of the matter is that there is a forensic examination that has been done of the computers that were seized from Manish Sisodia's office. It turns out that the files pertaining to the excise policy were deleted. It was once again retrieved by the forensic department. Then turns out that the draft excise policy was actually found from an external system, first being forwarded through WhatsApp, once again indicating that whether at all there were others apart from the excise department who were aware of what entails in the excise policy or in the draft. We're getting you more details on this entire breaking development that's taking place on this issue. In fact, there have been protests that have broken out in multiple locations, starting from Jammu all the way to Madhya Pradesh, where the Aam Aadmi Party is now out on the streets protesting against the arrest that has been made. In fact, Punjab Chief Minister was also in the national capital late last evening, visiting the residence of Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia. But the bigger questions that emerge at this point in time: why exactly hasn't the Aam Aadmi Party not taken a single question on the liquor scam? If there is no evidence, why not come out in the open and speak about it? In fact, they've always tried to deflect this entire issue by saying that it is only because of the good work or the development model of the Aam Aadmi Party that has resulted in an envious BJP, and that is the reason why they're trying to curb the growth of the Aam Aadmi Party. They've tried to link this to political campaigns. They've tried to link this by saying that their growth in states like Gujarat was being curbed by simply calling Manish Sisodia for examination. If you remember, the first summons that was sent out to Manish Sisodia was at a time when the Gujarat campaigning was actually taking place, and Manish Sisodia was all set for a road show. But before that, he was called in for questioning by the Central Bureau of Investigation. This, the Aam Aadmi Party says, was yet another attempt by the BJP to try and curb them. There are some latest visuals now coming in. Let's cut across.
सभी साथी बारी की तरफ आ जाए, आगे की तरफ सभी साथी आ जाए, ऋतुराज भाई सारे लोग आगे आ जाओ। शिक्षा मंत्री देखिए जिस तरह से केंद्र आम आदमी पार्टी के एक नेता के खिलाफ झूठे मुकदमे दर्ज कर रही है, झूठे मामले दर्ज कर रही है। वो चाहती है आम आदमी पार्टी का हर विधायक, हर मंत्री, हर नेता को गिरफ्तार कर ले। तो हम मोदी जी के पास आ रहे हैं, प्रधानमंत्री जी के पास, कि हम गिरफ्तार करने के लिए तैयार करिए। सारे लोग आज गिरफ्तारी देने के लिए आई हैं। आप हमें खत्म कर दीजिए, पूरी पार्टी को खत्म कर दीजिए, सबको जेल में डाल दीजिए। पूरी दुनिया को पता चले कि आज भारत के अंदर कैसी तानाशाही चल रही है, किस तरीके से इमरजेंसी के हालात आज देश के अंदर हैं, कि अच्छे लोगों को जिन्होंने पूरी जिंदगी शिक्षा के लिए लगा दी, उन लोगों को जेल में डाला जा रहा है, बिना सबूत के डाला जा रहा है, बिना कानून के डाला जा रहा है। पूरी तानाशाही आज चरम पे है।
देखिए पुलिस जिस तरीके से डंडे मार रही है, हमारे एक पार्षद का गला पकड़ के पुलिस वाले ने पीछे धकेल दिया, ये सीधा सीधा गुंडागर्दी है। ऐसा देश की राजधानी में हो रहा है तो आप सोचिए देश के दूसरे हिस्सों में क्या होता होगा। आज हम शांतिपूर्ण प्रदर्शन कर रहे हैं मगर उससे भी हमें रोका जा रहा है। यहाँ पे 144 धारा लगाई गई है, ये पूरी तरीके से गलत है, ताना चाहिए। देखिए राउज एवेन्यू कोर्ट के पास 5 रास्ते हैं, आप उन्हें कनॉट प्लेस से ले जाइए, आप उन्हें पीछे दिल्ली गेट से ले जाइए। ये रास्ता राउज एवेन्यू कोर्ट का रास्ता नहीं है, इसके अलावा 5 और रास्ते भी हैं।
देखिए जिस तरीके से मनीष सिसोदिया जी को फर्जी मुकदमे में भारतीय जनता पार्टी ने गिरफ्तार किया है, हम सारे लोग यहाँ हथकड़ी लगा के इसलिए हम कहते हैं कि हम सबको एक साथ ही गिरफ्तार कर लो। जिस तरीके से तानाशाही भारतीय जनता पार्टी कर रही है, हम सारे लोग क्या कहते हैं कि पूरी आम आदमी पार्टी को एक साथ ही आप बंद कर दो, जेल में खत्म करो आम आदमी पार्टी। ये लोग अडानी से दोस्ती करते हैं और आम आदमी पार्टी के मंत्रियों पर, नेताओं पर मुकदमा लिखाते हैं। जिसने दिल्ली के लाखों बच्चों को भविष्य को सुधारा है उसको आप जेल भेज रहे हो और अडानी से आपकी दोस्ती है। निहायत ही शर्मनाक है। भारतीय जनता पार्टी तानाशाही पर उतरी है। आप देखिए पूरी पार्टी को किले के रूप में तब्दील कर दिया है, हमारे विधायकों को घसीट रहे हैं, पार्षदों को पीट रहे हैं। यह तानाशाही है, लोकतंत्र के लिए काला दिन है और मुझे लगता है भारतीय जनता पार्टी को इसका जवाब देना होगा।
आप लोग यहाँ पे पुलिस हटा रही है, आगे क्या?
देखिए हम यहाँ डटे रहेंगे, हम इंसाफ की लड़ाई लड़ने आए हैं, इन जालिमों से डरने वाले नहीं हैं, इनकी तानाशाही से झुकने वाले नहीं हैं। ये मोदी ये अडानी के दलाल हैं और हम लोग सच्चाई पर चलने वाले लोग हैं, इनसे डरने वाले नहीं हैं।
सभी साथियों से अनुरोध है कि आगे से बैरिकेड की तरफ है, सभी साथियों से अनुरोध है आगे की तरफ है। मोदी है, 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 मोदी है,
Well, the political fight between the Aam Aadmi Party and BJP has only now intensified. The Aam Aadmi Party is certainly not willing to relent at this stage, saying that this has been yet another instance where the Aam Aadmi Party is essentially being targeted. They've also put out the list of the legislators who have been arrested so far by multiple agencies from the time that they have been in power, saying that this is a nervous BJP that is basically acting at this point in time. BJP, on the other hand, has been countering this by saying that if you have nothing to hide, then why not come out in the open and speak about the liquor policy? And the same very liquor policy that was withdrawn by the Aam Aadmi Party. Remember, if you keep the political rhetoric aside, there are several questions one needs to ask at this stage, given the fact that some sensational details are emerging with regards to the investigation that has been carried out. Is it really true that files were actually deleted from a system that belonged to Monish Sisodia's office? Is it true that the draft excise policy was with those who participated in the tendering process, those who finally got the licenses to carry out the liquor business in the national capital? Is it true that there were multiple meetings that took place with the South group and they were the ones who actually tweaked the excise policy? Questions galore at this point in time, but not a single answer really coming in. We'll stay with these visuals that are now coming in, dramatic visuals coming in from the national capital, also from other parts of the country where the protests are only intensifying. In a short while from now, the CBI would be taking out Deputy Chief Minister from the headquarters and would be proceeding towards the Rouse Avenue court where he would be produced. They would be seeking custody of Deputy Chief Minister. At this stage, we do not know for how many days would they be seeking the custody of the Deputy Chief Minister. But important to point out here is that this battle between both the parties is unlikely to die anytime soon, given the fact that they are making this entire arrest of the Deputy Chief Minister as completely political. Suesha, it turns out that the protests are only intensifying.
शिक्षा मंत्री तुझे सलाम, शिक्षा मंत्री तुझे सलाम.
Well, in fact, let me just bring in my colleagues Suesha, Shivangi as well as Amandeep. Shivangi, if you can hear me, the protests are only intensifying. You are reporting from outside the Rouse Avenue court where we are being told that he would be physically produced only after 2 p.m. Anything that you are picking up?
Right, absolutely, Shravan, and this is exactly what we had told our viewers in the morning, because right now we are seeing that the protests are intensifying in the national capital, other places as well, but very soon where I am reporting from, that is a Rouse Avenue court, that is where Manish Sisodia, Deputy CM of Delhi, will be produced. So very soon we'll see that him coming out. His medical exam got over a short while back. We have got some details about what we can expect next. Number one, MK Nagpal is the judge who will be hearing the case. Number two, CBI will be looking for custody for at least 14 days. So there are many arguments being made in court. Of course, those details you had got for our viewers as well. But as we show our viewers all these visuals coming on the screen of the protests which are happening, it's very, very important to note that the Aam Aadmi Party from the beginning, ever since the charges were heard, not just at Manish Sisodia, but also at Satyendra Jain, who's also the first big arrest which was made in the when it comes to money laundering and corruption. Ever since that, the Aam Aadmi Party has always said one thing. They've always said that this is vendetta politics. They've said that it's dirty politics. But on the other hand, they have refused to answer questions, very important questions, very pointed questions about the Delhi exercise policy. Now, as we show our viewers those visuals coming in, where we can see that even heavy security has been deployed in New Delhi as Aam Aadmi Party is protesting. All roads to the court have been blocked. This is the big breaking coming in. All roads have been blocked to the court. The court is where I am right now, Shravan, and all our viewers. So that means that because of the kind of protests which are happening. But where we are right now, here we don't see any protests as of yet. We don't see much. We just see a bit of security, a bit of police personnel deployed. A short while back, senior police officials were here and they had said that they are looking at the law and order situation. They have come here to make sure the logistics are right and they're cooperating to make sure that there's no law and order situation. In the case it might go out of control. So, but we are learning that all the roads till where I am right now, they have been blocked. And as we continue our coverage, just to our viewers exactly what are the charges against Manish Sisodia. Manish Sisodia was arrested and he was questioned for more than 7 to 8 hours for criminal conspiracy and intent to defraud under the Indian Penal Code and the Prevention of Corruption Act. CBI is likely to ask for custody, at least a 14-day custody for him. And we are getting more details that the sections against him are 120B, criminal conspiracy, 477A, intent to defraud to the Indian Penal Code, and the Section 7 of the Prevention of Corruption Act. And a lot of names have come up, including Vijay Nair. Many arrests have been made. At least 10 people have been arrested when it comes to Delhi excise policy. But Manish Sisodia, being the deputy CM, that's a very big name, a very big political figure who has been arrested in the Delhi excise policy case. And the allegations against him are completely serious when it comes to corruption, especially. Remember that there are many allegations. Number one, that the Delhi excise policy was tweaked to give kickbacks and favors to certain private players. We're getting all the details here, Shravan, and just counting down for Manish Sisodia to appear at the court, Rouse Avenue Court. I'm coming back to you now.
Well, in fact, staying with the latest developments from outside the CBI headquarters, while we stay full frame with those visuals of the protests that are taking place at various locations, not just in the national capital also, but protests that were taking place in Jammu, in Madhya Pradesh, as well as in Chandigarh. We'll try and go across to Amandeep in a short while from now, and Suesha is also join us on this broadcast, getting the latest details. But viewers, all of you who are tuning in right now, Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia happens to be an accused number 1 in the FIR that was registered last year. Thereafter, at least multiple arrests have taken place, 7 arrests that have been taken place so far in this particular case by the Central Bureau of Investigation, as well as the Enforcement Directorate, which has made at least 3 such arrests. And following those arrests, finally Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia, after first examination by the CBI, was once again called yesterday, where he was questioned for several hours put together, and finally around 7 o'clock in the evening, exactly at 7:15 in the evening, he was placed under arrest. The grounds of the arrest that we are also picking up from our sources basically indicates that there is evidence that they've come across to suggest that the draft policy was actually leaked. We'll get into the details in a short while from now, but before I do that, let me also quickly bring in my colleague Suesha, who's getting us the latest details from outside the BJP headquarters, because remember, this has become a massive political war between both the parties, Suesha. In fact, the BJP is now daring the Aam Aadmi Party to directly speak on the liquor gate as to whether at all their leaders are involved or not. And that's a direct question that the BJP is now asking the Aam Aadmi Party. Why talk about education when the question is right now about the liquor policy?
No, but Shravan, I would like to point out one more thing. See, the original plan of the Aam Aadmi Party was to really come down here outside the BJP headquarters and, indulge in that showdown, really call out the BJP. But that was really a plan, an aim that was hard to achieve, given how that this particular belt and the entire belt, Shravan, literally is so heavily guarded, so heavily manned. Let's also understand how the Aam Aadmi Party is actually not very far away from here, and literally a few roads from here, a few minutes down from here is the Aam Aadmi Party office. And after really planning on coming here, which they could not, now we see these kind of scenes unfold at the Aam Aadmi Party office. Now, Shravan, needless to say that they are just going on and trying to really push the chorus that it is a political vendetta and nothing more. So much so that Kejriwal has gone on to say that there is political pressure on the CBI, not that the CBI really wanted to arrest Sisodia. This despite the statement that was put out that he was not cooperating with the investigation. They are wanting to push the very statement that the agency is under pressure. And this is exactly why we now see that at a time close to 2 p.m. Shravan, when Manish Sisodia is to be physically brought to the Rouse Avenue court, which again is not very far from here, Aam Aadmi Party creating that and really the dramatic scenes that we see unfold at the Aam Aadmi Party office. We have to step into a very short break, Shravan. We'll be back.
और फिलहाल यहाँ रुक रहे एक छोटे से ब्रेक के लिए ब्रेक
Well, slipping into a short break. On the other side, we continue with our rolling coverage of that big development taking place at the CBI headquarters. Manish Sisodia placed under arrest. We'll get you the latest on the other side.
We told you he's a threat to internal security.
Why to brandish weapon? Why it's the need of weapon when you are claiming that it's a peaceful procession which you will be carrying out?
No peace can be established without weapons. Why don't governments and the state and everybody, army, they just dismiss all the armies, all the weapons, dispose everything, and then ask us why do we have weapons?
For 3 months, center and state didn't act. Now Khalistani Amritpal is on a rampage. Anarchy in Punjab, story broken on Republic.
Manish Sisodia is now reached. We are getting the live picture. Sir, what do you have to say? आप यहाँ पहुँचे हैं सर. आप you are facing serious allegations sir. Serious allegations आप raise कर रहे हैं मनीष सिसोदिया जी. सर नीचे कर दो. सर आप शीशा नीचे कर दो. See the picture of Manish is now reaching here at CBI headquarters.
We told you he's a threat to internal security.
Why to brandish weapon? Why it's the need of weapon when you are claiming that it's a peaceful procession which you will be carrying out?
No peace can be established without weapons. Why don't governments and the state and everybody, army, they just dismiss all the armies, all the weapons, dispose everything, and then ask us why do we have weapons?
For 3 months, center and state didn't act. Now Khalistani Amritpal is on a rampage. Anarchy in Punjab, story broken on Republic.
Soros, the allegedly evil Soros, has given a lot of money to a lot of people in the Indian news and especially the Indian digital news ecosystem. These people, who we will henceforth refer to as the hashtag Soros media, are therefore very rich media. The ironical part is that these completely blemished hashtag Soros media then asks the non-Soros media ethical questions. The Soros media asks the non-Soros media, non-Soros media tell us who owns the news. Well, I tell them, Uncle Soros owns you. These unethical members of the Soros media have been completely lying and constantly lying and saying, oh, you've got to pay to keep the news free. We are so poor, we have no money, the mainstream media has money, we are broke, help us, please give us 100 rupees. Why 100 rupees? Should even 1 rupee be given by you?
Top sources now confirming to Republic TV that Deputy Chief Minister Sisodia has been placed under arrest. Accused number 1 in the liquor scam has been arrested.
We're breaking the story first, way ahead of any other channel. In fact, all other channels haven't even figured out what's been going on. Sisodia has been arrested.
We told you he's a threat to internal security.
Why to brandish weapon? Why it's the need of weapon when you are claiming that it's a peaceful procession which you will be carrying out?
No peace can be established without weapons. Why don't government send the state and everybody army, they just dismiss all the armies, all the weapons, dispose everything and then ask us why do we have weapons?
For 3 months, center and state didn't act. Now Khalistani Amritpal is on a rampage. Anarchy in Punjab, story broken on Republic.
Top sources now confirming to Republic TV that Deputy Chief Minister Sisodia has been placed under arrest. Accused number 1 in the liquor scam has been arrested.
We're breaking the story first, way ahead of any other channel. In fact, all other channels haven't even figured out what's been going on. Sisodia has been arrested.
Soros, the allegedly evil Soros, has given a lot of money to a lot of people in the Indian news and especially the Indian digital news ecosystem. These people, who we will henceforth refer to as the hashtag Soros media, are therefore very rich media. The ironical part is that these completely blemished hashtag Soros media then asks the non-Soros media ethical questions. The Soros media asks the non-Soros media tell us who owns the news. Well, I tell them, Uncle Soros owns you. These unethical members of the Soros media have been completely lying and constantly lying and saying, oh, you've got to pay to keep the news free. We are so poor, we have no money, the mainstream media has money, we are broke, help us, please give us 100 rupees. Why 100 rupees? Should even 1 rupee be given by you?
Sisodia is now reached. We are getting the live picture. Sir, what do you have to say?
Viewers, the top headlines we're tracking right now. Aam Aadmi Party mega showdown over Sisodia's arrest in the national capital. From New Delhi to Chandigarh to Bengaluru, Aam Aadmi Party holds multi-city protest. Sisodia said to be produced before court. Section 144 imposed outside Aam Aadmi Party headquarters. Prime Minister in Karnataka inaugurates Shivamogga Airport, pitches for double-engine government. Massive anger across Jammu and Kashmir over the killing of Kashmiri Pandit Sanjay Sharma in Pulwama. And voting underway in Meghalaya and Nagaland. Counting of votes will be on March 2nd.
Okay. You can see that now the situation is turning very sensitive just because all the Aam Aadmi Party protesters, leaders and in fact ministers, MLAs, they all are trying to get out the BJP office, and police is trying to negotiate the talks and in fact asking them to surrender themselves to the preventive custody. But they are turning to be very adamant, and in fact they have been dragged into one place where the police is trying to negotiate the talks, and in fact the situation is turning to be very uncertain, and even the police with the massive deployment, Chandigarh police have deployed a massive force and put out the barricades so that the protesters should not cross from one point. And you can see this is how the leaders, the ministers and even the police is trying to negotiate the talk. But now the protesters are saying that they wanted to cross the
मीडिया वालों का, पुलिस वालों का, आम इंसान का सबका काम है।
पहले अरविंद केजरीवाल ये सारे नेता आए थे यहाँ पे में उद्धव ठाकरे से मुलाकात की थी और संडे को इस तरीके की गिरफ्तारी हो जाती है। आपको क्या लगता है कि ये सारा कदम उठाया गया है?
ये बिल्कुल जाहिर सी बात है कि वो मनीष जी को अरेस्ट करने की बहुत समय से कोशिश कर रहे थे, क्योंकि उनका ऑपरेशन लोटस दिल्ली में खिल नहीं सका, क्योंकि लोटस का फ्यूचर में खिलता है। लेकिन दिल्ली में मनीष सिसोदिया को उन्होंने बहुत धमकाया, वो उनकी धमकियों में नहीं आए, इसीलिए आज उनको अरेस्ट किया है।
बीजेपी का कहना है कि अगर कुछ गलत नहीं किया है तो कोर्ट का दरवाजा खटखटाए, कोर्ट फैसला करेगी सही हुआ है कि गलत हुआ है।
Bye. So the party workers
अभी आप लोगों का विजुअल बनाना है।
All right, viewers, so right now we're seeing massive protests which are breaking out in multiple places. Right now we're seeing violent clashes in Mumbai. Those are the visuals coming on your screen of that happening, not just in Mumbai, Chandigarh, New Delhi, Bengaluru, multiple city protests happening as we speak. Just before Manish Sisodia is supposed to be produced to Rouse Avenue Court. Just before that, we're seeing violent protests. In fact, police has been deployed in multiple city protests happening right now, and this is happening as Aam Aadmi Party claims that the arrest of Manish Sisodia was not due for. That's what they're saying. And on the other hand, we are seeing that Manish Sisodia will be produced in Rouse Avenue Court very shortly. It's around 2:06 p.m. right now. So anytime now we can expect that the Deputy CM Manish Sisodia to be produced in the Rouse Avenue Court, and MK Nagpal we hear is going to go over the proceedings of that case. We also hear that the CBI will be asking for a 14-day custody of Manish Sisodia. So multiple updates coming in. We are seeing that huge protest is happening not just in Delhi but in Chandigarh, Mumbai, in other areas as well. And we also know that Aam Aadmi Party workers are being detained. The Aam Aadmi Party had earlier claimed that the roads to the court have been blocked. The Aam Aadmi Party is making many claims right now as these protests continue in different parts, multiple cities. So right now visuals coming in of the Aam Aadmi Party workers being detained. And this is the excise policy which has in fact been an issue when it first broke out. The story first broke when there were raids being conducted at Manish Sisodia's residence a few months ago. And after that, we're seeing that multiple arrests have been made. The biggest arrest, of course, being of Manish Sisodia, Deputy CM. That has definitely been the biggest arrest when it comes to Delhi excise policy case. Many names have cropped up, viewers. And let's see how this really started. So earlier, the CBI had traced one of the excise policy draft documents to a different system that was not part.
Aam Aadmi Party workers are on the streets, and in fact, massive police is deployed out here, and the clashes. These are the visuals from the clashes. The Republic TV is giving you visuals from the clashes between Mumbai police and the Aam Aadmi Party workers out here. The Aam Aadmi Party workers are sleeping on the roads and blocking the roads out here, and just because of that, just because of the arrest of Manish Sisodia, now Aam Aadmi Party workers are on the streets. They are not ready to vacate the busy street of Churchgate, and in fact dramatic visuals coming out here from Mumbai. In fact, you see the slogans being raised against Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Slogans is being raised against BJP, and these are the dramatic visuals coming out from Churchgate. They have blocked this very street. This is a very busy street, and they have blocked it. And for the same reason, Mumbai police is struggling. Mumbai police is in fact struggling to vacate this place. Massive crowd has gathered out here. They are raising slogans. And Neeraj showed this as well. There you see heavy traffic jam. Heavy traffic jam is there because of this protest, and now the traffic have started moving, in fact, just because of this massive protest. There we go. Mumbai police is seen in action, and now everyone is being detained. Everyone is being detained now. Here you go. So Aam Aadmi Party workers are being detained by Mumbai police, and Mumbai police is in fact on the streets, and we saw the dramatic visuals, the clashes between Mumbai police and there you go. Women are being detained by Mumbai police, and in fact this is a very dramatic visuals coming out from Mumbai, wherein Aam Aadmi Party workers are on the streets protesting against the arrest made by CBI. Remember, Manish Sisodia is being arrested by CBI in the liquor scam case. प्रदर्शन कर रहे हैं आप लोग मनीष सिसोदिया के ऊपर शराब घोटाले का आरोप।
अडानी पे भी तो आरोप है, अडानी को क्यों नहीं गिरफ्तार किया?
उनके ऊपर नहीं, उनके ऊपर कुछ सिद्ध नहीं हुआ है, केवल आरोप है, लेकिन सीबीआई के पास एविडेंसेस है जिसके बाद उनकी गिरफ्तारी हुई।
बीजेपी में भी कितने सारे भ्रष्टाचारी नेता हैं, उन पे क्यों नहीं आरोप सिद्ध होके अरेस्ट होते हैं? उनको भी तो अरेस्ट करना चाहिए ना।
आप बताएं, मनीष सिसोदिया को अरेस्ट किया गया है, आप लोग भारी संख्या पे सड़कों पे, क्या डिमांड है?
हमने डिमांड किया है कि जल्द से जल्द मनीष सिसोदिया छोड़ जाए। मनीष सिसोदिया पूरे देश के बच्चों का भविष्य है, और ये अडानी का ये लोग जांच नहीं करवा रहे, लेकिन मनीष सिसोदिया करवा रहे, क्योंकि बच्चों का भविष्य बनाना चाहता है, भारत को एक अच्छा देश बनाना चाहता है। इसके
ऊपर लिकर स्कैम का आरोप है, शराब घोटाले का आरोप,
ये पूरा गलत आरोप है। उसको क्लीन चिट दे दिया कोर्ट ने, फिर भी ये लोग
अभी तो जांच चालू है, क्लीन चिट नहीं दिया है। तो सीबीआई हैज द एविडेंसेस एंड on that behalf of that Manish Sisodia is being arrested, and you see the visuals out here. You see the visuals out here, very dramatic visuals, wherein the protesters are on the streets. Protesters are on the streets, and now Mumbai police is trying to vacate this place. Mumbai police is trying to vacate this place. Maximum of the protesters have been detained. They were supposed to march towards BJP office in Nariman Point from Churchgate, but they have been detained, in fact, out here at the Churchgate station. They blocked the road, due to which heavy traffic jam was faced by the commuters, and now you see the visuals out here.
And yes, those are the scenes that are coming in from various parts of the country, where, remember, in Mumbai, my colleague Sandeep getting us those very dramatic pictures where you would see a lot of this, the Aam Aadmi Party upping the ante against the BJP. This as we are also tracking live visuals at the Rouse Avenue Court, where, remember, Delhi Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia will be brought. And the very reason that the Aam Aadmi Party is keeping the heat going, because they are bent upon pushing the narrative to the people of the country that this is nothing but political vendetta, and it is the agency that is under a lot of political pressure. I also want to bring in my colleague Prakash, who is tracking the developments on the ground in Patna, because Prakash, this particular time is important. In the court will also be decided to what happens next to Manish Sisodia. The CBI made the arrest last evening after questioning him for 8 hours and said that he remains evasive. This despite very specific documents that he was shown and asked answers to, but he dodged all those questions, and for the very reason the CBI explained that they had to arrest him. But we see how the Aam Aadmi Party is really keeping the pressure going to push this point across to the people of the country, saying that this is political vendetta. And Prakash, if I come to you, what's happening in Patna, because we primarily see these protests more in the Aam Aadmi Party ruled states and the non-BJP states.
Well, yes, here the Aam Aadmi Party workers have gathered here outside the BJP office. There we can see holding placards protesting against the arrest of Manish Sisodia. And as you rightly pointed out, the investigating agencies squeezed him for quite long before making an arrest. And the agencies might have found something incriminating to arrest him, because without any substance or basis, one fails to understand how can the agencies arrest him. And here we can see Aam Aadmi Party workers, because Aam Aadmi Party does not have much penetration in Bihar. They are protesting outside the BJP.
जी, जिस तरीके से अलोकतांत्रिक तरीके से मोदी जी के सीबीआई ने मनीष सिसोदिया जी को गिरफ्तार किया है, पिछले कई सालों से उनके ऊपर कई मुकदमे, कई गिरफ्तारियां, कई सारे उनके ऊपर जांच और छापे.
We can see that also the Aam Aadmi Party workers are raising slogans against the central government, against the arrest of Manish Sisodia, and there we see आप लोग क्या कर रहे हैं शिक्षा.
आज देश के सबसे ईमानदार और कट्टर हमारे साथी, हमारे दिल्ली के उप मुख्यमंत्री मनीष सिसोदिया जी को जिस तरह से परेशान करके गिरफ्तार किया गया है, ये इसके लिए आवाज उठ रही है. उनके सारे सिपाही आज सड़क पे और संसद तक भी इसकी आवाज उठेगी. शिक्षा का निर्माण, देश का निर्माण नहीं रुकेगा। ये आवाज सुन ले मोदी सरकार, हम नहीं रुकने वाले और ये निर्ध्वस्त और नकारात्मक राजनीति नहीं चलेगी। सकारात्मकता की राजनीति कीजिए, विपक्ष की आवाज को दबाइए नहीं, बंद नहीं कीजिए। ये हमारा देश किसी एक व्यक्ति का गुलाम नहीं है, किसी एक व्यक्ति का सत्ताधारी व्यक्ति अपक्ष।
There you see the workers protesting here outside the BJP office. Not much ruckus.
You can see now the police has started their procedure and started detaining the ministers, MLAs of Aam Aadmi Party from Punjab. And in fact, now you can see the detention process has been started and they have been taken into the custody by Chandigarh police just because law and order situation is very much important here. Just they wanted to gherav the Punjab BJP office, which was not actually allowed. And you can see these are the ministers, MLAs, and even local leaders. Now they have been detained by Chandigarh police and they are pushing into the police bus, and further they will be taken. They will be taken into the police station for the preventive measures as well. You can see the visuals. You can see the visuals. I request my camera person to kindly show you the visuals of the bus. Show you the visuals of the bus that how they have been detained. There are ministers, there are MLAs, they are leaders, and even they are in the power of in Punjab. And you can see, and even if my camera person can kindly show you the visuals of the bus where these leaders have been detained and in fact taken into the hour-long protest by the Aam Aadmi Party. Now they have been taken into the custody. They have been taken into the custody. Further, they will be taken to the police station to maintain the law and order situation. The Chandigarh police have forcibly pushing these people into the bus for the preventive detention. क्या कहना चाहिए आप? क्या ये प्रोटेस्ट जारी रहेगा? क्या ये
बीजेपी की गुंडागर्दी के खिलाफ बिल्कुल झुकांगे नहीं। बीजेपी की गुंडागर्दी के खिलाफ हमें
see the visuals. One after another minister has been dragged into the police bus and will be taken into the and here you can see that now the police has taken these protesters into the custody and further they will be taken into the police station from the preventive measures just because this protest has potential to create the law and order situation. And more protesters are being detained, and in fact the Chandigarh police is in action, in a full action mode now. They have not allowed to go nearby the Punjab BJP headquarters and now taken into the custody. Ministers, MLAs and even local leaders, they all are a part of this protest, but now they have taken into the custody and further they will be taken towards the police station and there where they will remain into the custody for a couple of hours and further they'll be released after the detention. You can see the visuals. These are the visuals of Aam Aadmi Party Punjab, who are continuously on the protest for a couple of hours against the arrest of Deputy Chief Minister of Delhi Manish Sisodia by CBI in a liquor scam. But now the entire Aam Aadmi Party ministers, MLAs and the local leaders have been taken into the custody. I request my camera person to kindly follow the bus also, that how they are creating this narrative that this is a political arrest, not an investigative arrest. And you can see the visuals. I mean, even they are trying to block the bus as well.